Dev, speak up.
Without me.
Better.
Yes.
How's it going, guys?
We were just throwing shade at you for about a good 20 minutes.
That's normal.
True.
That's about normal.
What was it? I think one person was, so Arch is the current frog carrying the scorpion. That's true. Dev has a long and proud history of stabbing his friends in the back.
Wait.
And then looking at them and going, I'm a centrist.
Hold on. That's the exact opposite, Arch. Usually I get stabbed.
I don't care. I have a narrative now.
He does.
All right, Arch, you're the next one getting stabbed. That's how it is.
See? Chat called it. Solar Lich says, Botch Unesan's love of NTR series is frightening. No, NTR is actually pretty based.
Are you fucking... What? How could you possibly think NTR is based?
NTR is great, Dev. What's wrong with you?
Okay, hold on. Are you picturing yourself as being the bull?
No, I'm picturing myself as having fun watching an anime protagonist get cucked.
I don't think that's fun. That makes me feel sad.
That makes me feel pretty good about myself.
Sad. Dev,
That makes me feel
you've
sad.
never known this? Arch is a huge NTR fan. It's actually disturbing.
This
There are
is
few
news to
things
me!
that- There
I've
are a few
tried
things that
shaming
brighten
him.
my day, quite like watching Rito from To Loveru get cuckolded. It's a beautiful scene.
Oh, it's NT Arch. I see how it is.
Well, now you know.
There's also two different genres of NTR, Dev, in case you didn't know. There's NTR and there's nettorare, which is either stealing or having your girlfriend stolen from you.
I do know all about the lore, yes.
There you go.
It's not stealing, it's just borrowing, you know.
That's borrowing. Used
Pump
goods.
and
Yuck.
dump, and then you have it back with, you know, a little bit of cream filling.
No. Because now we're entering into fucking, what's his name? Sado S territory, and I don't like that.
Ugh. Like
What's that?
Stop! You're grossing me out.
The glasses girl in the hentai.
Oh, where she like turns into a heroin addict at the end.
Yes, like that just makes me sad. I don't
And
like
she
that.
loses her baby.
No,
No, Kibbs. She survived. They survived.
Yeah, and now she's in a sewer lane, which I did quite like.
She had a happy ending. Damn.
Yes.
No, the happy ending
No.
was fake. She was like hallucinating it while she was dying.
No. Happy ending is real.
I know that once they're making it into a show and they're gonna make it the real ending.
You know what's dumb about that? That is literally just misery porn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's why it needs a happy ending, and it has a happy ending.
I'm not a fan of misery porn personally.
Me neither.
See, okay, again, it's a happy. Here, I'll send it. See,
Misery
look.
porn is for
Don't
basically.
send me anything, Arch. God damn it.
Look, there you go. Okay, so
sent
that
it
is
to
from
me.
Azure Lane, the Ship Girls game, and if you zoom in on the tag there, that is Glasses Girl.
Oh, but
Wait,
she's
where
a
are
whore
you
now.
sending this?
I sent it to you.
Oh, in DMs. Okay.
Yes.
So this is because she became a whore. She's got a titty tattoo. You know there's a womb tat as well.
No, it's
Yeah.
because she simply was like, no, this is me now, and I'm happy.
Also, Kibbs, you gotta tell me why you keep drawing yourself with a womb tattoo. What the fuck is up with you, dude?
Firstly, that's not me. Secondly, I can't control the
I see
artist.
you.
This is the
Yeah,
mistake.
sure.
This is what happens when you give artists freedom of. I'm like, you know, you experiment a little, and they're like, then they send this back, and I'm like, oh, well, here's your
Now
money.
the chat is confused.
Kibbs knows all about experimentation.
Dev, I wouldn't be
Not
talking.
ashamed. Says, welcome all warriors of social justice to Dens and Damsel Flies. I'll be the diversity manager. Now, for your character, you are white, -1 to all stats and skills, -1 male, -1 if hetero, -1 if cis, and -1 if ginger. I think the ginger one requires more of a minus, frankly, because they are getting eradicated a lot faster than anybody else does.
No.
Poor chat. They don't understand the beauty of NTR.
So I've got a story to tell, but I'll wait until you're done all these super chats. So I'll just relax for a minute.
Troy Needham says, I think Biggie knew the coming of a fifth god, else why allow humans to have religion at all? His whereby project was his escape plan. It will explain his action after Lanish's birth. Thoughts? I don't think it was an escape plan. I think that was just his plan to actually conquer the galaxy. Much like he said, because Boys would allow him to do that. And Andrew Schmidt says, give Dev the pencils. He should have pencils.
Right up your urethra,
Yes.
Dev.
Is that what you're into, Kibbs?
Well-
Are we revealing all the fetishes tonight?
Come here, we're gonna sound you.
Gibbs has a
Look
sounding
at how quiet
kit.
he got. He's like, I don't want to be. Either he really wants to be sounded, or he doesn't. Sick
Not a very
bastard.
sound argument, Kibbs.
So, you're gay. I hate your fucking meme.
That's all of the super chats before YouTube decided to start recording them, so the rest I can actually see in my fucking log.
Dev, say something again. I'm turning you up.
Hold on, I'm posting that I'm here
That's
onto
better.
all the things
Wow.
onto Discord and onto you know how it goes.
I remember back in the day, YouTube used to do this for you. You could tell it like post this to Twitter. It doesn't do that anymore.
Also, Sargon's in chat.
Yeah.
Say hello, Arch.
Hello.
Hi,
Sam.
Sargon.
Hello.
Is the story about turning up your mic volume? Man, my mic volume's at 100%. Arch, you gotta turn me up on your end or something.
I did. I turned you up even more.
See?
You should be louder than. You're definitely loud now. You have to be.
Well, here, let me see what I can do. Let me see. Open
Like-
sound settings.
No, don't turn yourself up
Microphone.
anymore, please. Like my ears will start squirting blood.
Kebs.
Oh, that hurt a little. Too many decibels.
Oh, Jesus, my microphone's only at 51%. Let me just turn this up real quick.
Wait, no, let me turn you down. then.
Kebs.
Okay, I muted him. Little bastard. That's what he gets.
Okay, Arch, I'm
Jeez.
at 100%. How do I sound? Is that too loud?
Holy shit, dude!
Yes, you sound awful.
Your audio is breaking, you fucking boomer. You were so lucky I turned you down, or you would have
Hold on,
blown
I'll
out
put
our
it-
eardrums.
Okay. Hold on, I'll put it to
Okay, I'll turn you back up.
66. How do I sound now?
Don't
At
touch
66?
it.
Sounds
Don't
good.
touch it,
But I
Dev.
blame Sargon, who was like, you should turn up your microphone. That was a terrible idea, Sargon.
Hold on. To Sargon's credit, when he said it, he was actually kind of right. He was a little on the quiet side. I'm gonna actually
Okay.
side with Sargon here.
Am I good now? How do I sound?
Yes, you sound
Yes.
good. You're coming in at
Okay.
with about the level.
Chat,
of the
how
rest of
about
us.
you? What do you think?
Don't you fucking touch it, Dev, or I'll snap your neck.
Oh, Zenchan is in the chat saying, "Why is Dev on his phone?" I'm not anymore.
All right, we're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
Kinda, yeah.
Dev can be a
me-
difficult guest on occasion.
So, as you may or may not know, since I know a bunch of my viewers are going to be in here, they're probably split between this and EFAP tonight. I took a week off from YouTubing and from streaming and from doing all that stuff.
Nice little break. That's good.
Yep. And so I just got home. There was a short trip. So I was I was elsewhere doing other things in real life, but I'm home now. I didn't quite make 5 o'clock, but here we are anyway. It's okay.
I hope you had a good trip.
Yes, it was. It's good to just get offline, even just for a day or two. You know. Now someone's saying I'm too loud and there's static.
Nope,
Oh.
ignore that.
Are you sure?
Yes, definitely. Remember, they're trolling now.
How do you know?
Because I know them.
I know that they're trolling.
I understand. They're bucket fish. You cannot trust them.
Dev also tried to take a week off YouTube to try and get his silver play button, but he forgot that he has been a naughty boy many times in his past and will not receive it.
Oh no,
Yes,
Dev!
That's the next part of the story. So one of the reasons I was taking a week off was just to it usually takes YouTube about a week to review a channel for a silver play button. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a week off. I won't do anything throughout that week. Everything will be cool. It'll be all right. And then maybe I'll get my play button this time. And then it didn't happen. In fact, I heard back like 2 hours later, and they said that they released a bunch of new rules for the silver play button at the start of the year. And the one I had broken is that I had a community guidelines strike at least once in the past year. So you have to be squeaky clean for a full year to get an award now.
Well, take it easy for a year and you'll get your silver play button. Then go back to being spicy.
So, well, here's the real bitch of it, okay? So the strike was back in June, and it was my video on Paul Joseph Watson, where that audio leaked, where he was like dropping a bunch of slurs, and the audio of him saying the slurs is what got me the strike, right?
I mean,
But I appealed the strike and I won the appeal, so the strike was wiped away. So
Why did you tell YouTube that?
I did, and now they're re-looking at my account because I was like, listen, yeah, I got a strike, but the strike was on my account for less than 24 hours. I won the appeal very quickly, so maybe you should not consider strikes that you have won that don't actually count to count against you for the silver play button. That sounds ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. However, Dev, I would like to point out that Sargon says no dog pills, and to be fair, you did do a dog pill video, so do you really deserve that silver play button?
That was over a year ago. Listen. The minute that silver play button arrives in the mail, I'm gonna do a few videos now that I'm safe to do them again, and the first one's gonna be dog pill 2.
You're sick, Dev. You're sick.
And then I'm gonna start talking about COVID and election shit. I'm gonna go whole hog right into it. Fuck it.
Yes.
And
Dev's
I'll burn this.
delusions about the election. Disavow.
All I heard is that Sargon and Arch have been dabbing on you a lot lately when it comes to pretty much every argument. Is this true, Dev? How do you plead?
Repeatedly.
It's okay because Dev always gets the last dab.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Because last I heard
Dev
from...
is the only conspiracy theorist in the room now.
Yeah, apparently. Because that sounds like Dev, you've had some, some pretty big L's this year. You had to take those L's.
What do you mean? The year just started, Kibbs.
Yeah, I know already.
Yeah, already.
Here's the L, Dev. Sit on it and spin.
What's the L? What's going on? What's going on?
It's okay. We're carrying over the L's from December into this one. It's only fair.
Oh, okay. Well, no, we've had our disagreements on the Twitter files, you and I, Arch, and we've had our disagreements on
I wouldn't call them disagreements, Dev. I would call you being wrong and me right.
No. Okay, well, fine. I do. If you want me to be more hostile on your own show, I can do that. I'm trying to be nice.
Turn up the hostility, Dev. It's good for.
It's time for blood sports.
Ooh, that's cringe though. Let's not use that
No,
language.
actually, the thing that Arch, you and I agreed the most on were the Twitter files. I just said that there needed to be a bit more evidence than what we got. But that your interpretation of events was still a very real and possible one. So.
Because it is.
Yes, it's possible.
No,
possible.
it's real.
Nope, possible. But
Dev has a hard time embracing reality, chat. Forgive him. He is but a Canadian.
Hold on, Arch. Do you recall maybe 3 or 4 months ago we had that that super secret private talk about the election, and then you were just not to reveal everything, but I was outlining to you in more detail some of the evidence that I had saved up, and then you were just like, yeah, I guess that's the case. I don't know though, and I was like, you will, Arch, you will. Give it time.
No,
this does not sound like Arch.
Do you want me to reveal the logs?
Firstly,
actually, I wouldn't do that. I'm joking.
Squeaky leaks will get you the smacks. And secondly, this doesn't sound very Arch to me. See, when Arch is wrong, he'll try to make it up to
Dev
you.
in a corner.
He won't say oh, you're pretty right about that. He'll be like, hey, want to do something you want to do to distract you from the part where I was wrong? It's clever, but he does.
Speaking of where you were wrong, so I did have a talk about Dev a while ago when he was like, listen, the world is good. I was like, no, it's dark. And he just wouldn't understand. And you mentioned something like, oh, the new normal never stuck. And my argument was, no. The new normal is here, Dev. The new normal is already here. As we can see in the ever-tightening of censorship in terms of service. The slow boiling of the frog has completed, Dev. You are now food. And that leads us to today's topic. The new YouTube terms of service.
Oh, boy.
Or more
Makes
correctly,
sense,
the
because...
evolution over it over the last few years.
True. Yeah, I guess that is what's currently happening with my silver play button. Is that they made these new rules at the start of the year, and revising who was allowed for the button is a part of it.
Because back in the day, when we original YouTubers, as old school people before you young upstarts came along...
Hold on. Listen, I've been doing this since 2009. And I know that my sub count's very low for someone who's been around that long. We can ignore that part of the conversation. But I'm not a youngster.
No, that was the point I was trying to make, Kyle. Hello, Dan.
Kyle.
You're
What?
Kyle now.
You're
Yeah.
always. Oh god, yeah. Oh, Barch. Oh, it's
The problem is, this has become a verbal tick now. Whenever I dab on somebody, it's usually fucking George here. That's his name now.
yeah, Dev.
You just say
Dev is
Kyle
George.
whenever you dab.
Yep. Yeah, it's become a verbal tick.
Mm.
It's
'Cause back in
become
the day-
cope for him.
When I got my silver play button, the only requirement was that you had 100,000 subs. Like, that was it. Because the silver play button isn't an endorsement of what you do. It isn't dependent upon anything. It isn't contingent on anything. Like, even Sargon got a silver play button back in the day.
Oh, cool.
It was simply just a, hey, you reached 100,000 subs. Here, have this fucking plastic crap.
Well, hold on, Arch, because even before you, all right, even if you go back like much earlier, it wasn't plastic. It was actually metal.
There's plastic
Well,
now.
That was before YouTube became a career. I was like, this is going to get expensive.
Yeah. So the silver play button was actually like a metal piece. If you go back, like when was it implemented? Like I think 2010 or something. The earliest ones were metal, the silver and gold.
Oh, another
was like, damn.
plastic. Damn, tacky.
Yeah, another plastic.
Like it
The
could be
shiny
like
plastic.
silver plated and then gold plated when it is, but the interior is hollow.
Well, the thing is, the silver play button is not that big of an achievement anymore.
Yeah, it's all the
The
gold
gold
now.
one is still a pretty fucking big one, obviously.
Yep.
But like the silver one, a lot of people have the silver one now, just because YouTube has been along for a very long time, and because a lot of people have accounts now. Like I remember seeing the stats on this. Like this was even a couple of years ago. Something like a new YouTube account that started uploading shit was created like every 5 or 6 seconds or something. Now most of them only make like one video and then never do it again. But even then, that's a lot of fucking accounts.
Hey, just
Mhm.
give
There was
me a
even,
second. Just
There was
give me a
even talk
second.
of a bronze play button for a while, but I think that's gone away.
That's just like a smaller tier.
for 10,000.
You know.
And to be fair, like the first 10,000 is probably the hardest of all.
It is.
To get on YouTube, or maybe even the first 1,000, because like nobody's gonna give a fuck about you.
Oh, even more so
Yeah.
nowadays. Like fuck. Like if it wasn't like when I first doing YouTube in the beginning was kind of easy, but now when I started a second channel again, like that was hard. And because I had Arch to help lift me back up, like that wasn't nearly as hard as it was to break 1,000. But it is hard now to be tiny again.
Here, Kibbs, pull that up.
Send it to me.
Jamie, pull that up. It's in the link channel.
My name not Jamie Doe.
Don't know about that.
Go,
Kib.
go down to the table that says more than X subscribers.
Tim
the number of
Queen?
YouTube channels. So
This
what you
thing?
can see is
Hold on.
that 100,000 subs or more, there's 321,000 channels now.
Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus, we need
So-
to. They're gonna do a YouTube purge soon.
Hey, even like 1 million more, 32,300 channels. Like that's still a
Have a million.
ridiculous number.
So I'm old enough to remember when the biggest channel on the platform was the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he had something like 75,000 subs, and that was considered like monumental. That was huge. 75,000. This
He's
was what,
bigger now.
2007 or something.
Yep. But YouTube.
He's about 3 or 4 million now. Yeah.
When Alphabet bought YouTube, they also basically like promoted them. That's the creation of the YouTube app for mobile, smartphone inventions, as in smartphones became the norm. So everyone and their grandma started accessing it by 2010.
It's also that YouTube just became more of a thing. It became culture. I mean, even I remember Total Biscuit. He was like the biggest personality in gaming. He only had a couple 100,000 subs back then. Like he was
Yep.
streaming to maybe like it was oh my god, 1,000 people are watching my stream. That's unbelievable. It's like that's Total Biscuit. Like fuck.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
Remember how much influence that fella had, because he was invited by Blizzard and other various major gaming corporations, and in the gaming industry, it was viewed as if he didn't cover your game, like as an indie, you were fucked because you weren't gonna get the big spotlight. But if he gave you a negative review, it was like, oh my god, it's like somebody just pissed in your cornflakes. You're like you're
That was
screwed.
also the thing, though. Like, you can measure the progress of the internet in total biscuits. Okay.
Total biscuits.
Yes, because when it was maximum amount of Total Biscuit, that was when he was the big boy on the block. Like, he was the defining character in video games pretty much for a couple of years. But then suddenly there was, what was it? His artist, a year after he'd passed, said that he'd had an argument with TB over review keys, because TB was like, hey, you're just supposed to be like my manager dude, email dude. Why don't I have a review key for this game? And he had to explain to him that they didn't send one, because there were so many other reviewers now that they could rely upon to give them good reviews, that people like TB, who gave reviews, honest reviews, was simply no longer worth sending keys to.
Yep, the monopoly was shattered.
Yep. Well, that being said, though, it didn't get completely shattered, because you can look at guys like Asmongold streams to 5-digit figures, right? Shroud streams to 5-digit figures, and I don't know about Shroud, but I do know that Asmongold, he's generally pretty honest when he reviews a game. But he doesn't review that many games, but when he does, he's generally pretty honest. And yet, these are still some of the biggest people over on Twitch, not on YouTube, but on Twitch. And honestly, Twitch live numbers are kind of comparable to YouTube live numbers. So,
yeah,
I don't think that things have just completely fallen apart since Total Biscuits left.
No, neither do I. But like, it was how do I put it? We could see how things have evolved since back then, because there was a point where people sent TB keys regardless of whether or not he was going to give them a good review, because they had to. And that was much better for us, for everyone involved, because he was keeping the companies at least to a degree honest. But now, they don't need to do that anymore. There are actually people out there, and probably the majority of people, whose opinions can be relied upon to be correct, shall we say.
Yeah, they'll just give a good review, and they have here's the thing: if you have, let's say, one streamer with 50,000 views every stream who's honest, all you need is 50 1,000 view streamers to get the same impact, and you can just buy those 50 guys, basically.
Yes, and they'll be a lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The democratization of YouTube has had its ups and downs. And you can also, again, you can see how YouTube has transformed. So this is obviously going to spiral into a bit of a wider conversation here, but that's fine. Because like, the idea of terms of service, right? It used to simply be a kind of unspoken agreement. Like, don't do ridiculous shit on our platform and we won't have a problem. Whereas today, it is literally legislation via terms of service, which started with the whole COVID thing, where YouTube was like, can we get away with this? And they started just closing down any and all discussion of it, even from licensed medical professionals, etc. And then they got away with it. And after that, we've seen it. Now that is the new standard. Now, if you have the wrong opinion on Ukraine, that is against the YouTube terms of standards. Service, excuse me. If you have the wrong opinion on a certain election, that I guess is against the terms of service. And even stuff like conspiracy theories is against the terms of service, even after the conspiracy theories have in certain cases at least been proven, in respect to the communist in the room, to have some veracity.
So, just out of curiosity, I haven't heard the Ukraine one before. Is there anybody who's been banned for being pro-Ukraine on YouTube? I haven't seen that.
No.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really? Who was it?
Have you not been wondering why there seems to be a very unified narrative on Ukraine?
Oh, okay, you misspoke then. So he said pro Ukraine.
Oh yeah, no, wrong opinion on Ukraine.
No,
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah. No, because like I think Haas and Hinkle, they're both still on YouTube, aren't they? And they're very pro-Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
there's not everyone, because again, this is rules being enforced depending on, well, size and influence in many cases. But there's many of the more active, like Twitter generals on Russia's side used to have YouTube channels. Very few of them still do. There's been a silent genocide of the smaller channels.
Yeah, because Jackson Hinkle, his channel's still up. It's still verified. He's got 206,000 subs. He's very pro-Russia. He's very anti-Ukraine whenever he does videos.
But again, that's
So
a
I'm
little bit on the larger side. Let me see if I can find the specific mention in the terms of service, because it says explicitly that if you are pushing Russian propaganda or something like that,
Right.
you're not allowed.
Now, see, the other ones I can completely believe, right? The COVID stuff, the 2020 election stuff, the Brazilian election was when they added. That stuff I can completely see.
That's
happening.
actually
and we have
right,
we have been seeing it happen. Yeah.
There was a part where you couldn't talk about the Brazilian election as well.
Yep. Which is so
Right,
random.
so this is just like the first example that popped up. I'll put that in the link channel so Kyle can bring it up. YouTube removed 70,000 videos and 9,000 channels related to the Ukraine war. And I'm sure there was some actual shit in there too, because numbers like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of footage showing graphic content, like drones dropping bombs on soldiers and stuff, and it was pretty
Yes.
messy.
Like, there's probably a bunch of that's legitimate. But I wonder if they mention it in here specifically. Because I've seen the terms of service on it that was like, if you deny that Russia is doing this and that, then you get banned.
Okay, hold on. Here, I'm in the article that you're in, and it says YouTube has removed videos that describe the war as a liberation mission. Ever since Russia invaded Ukraine in February.
Which,
Now-
that's the thing, though.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a TOS violation, because the Russians do view this as a war of liberation.
Yep.
Yes. It's kind of funny because like it's clearly not a war of liberation. But should you be allowed to say that it is on YouTube? The answer is obviously yes.
Yeah,
You
'cause
should
here's
be
the thing,
allowed
like,
to say false things on YouTube. Yes,
Yep.
you should.
It's free
if
speech.
I
Yep.
steelman the Russian position on this, it is that Ukraine, Crimea in specific, was given away by a drunk fool who should not have had the authority to do so. That was. Did you guys know this, by the way? How Crimea
was
came
it-
to be
Yes.
Ukrainian?
Yeah, was it Stalin who did that?
No.
No.
Jesus Christ, no.
He starved the Ukrainians. No.
Well, no. At some point, somebody who ran the Soviet Union like did an internal reshuffling and reorganization, and then Crimea went to Ukraine. And then after the Soviet Union dissolved, Ukraine held on to Crimea.
Yep. Ukraine also used to be
Kind
much
of.
bigger. They used to reach over to near the Georgian region into the steppes a bit more. But they kept reducing their size. And they kept shuffling them up because the Muscovites, as they call them in the East and Eastern Europe, they tend to try to colonize all the little subcultures like Latvia, Estonia, the Baltic nations. That's why all the Balkans, the Eastern Europeans, hate Russians, is because they have a very imperialist view on them and how they try to rule them.
Yeah.
So the handover happened a fair bit later, and it was
Recently, wasn't it? Like in late Cold War.
no. It's a while ago. It's quite a while ago. I don't remember the exact name of the president, but he was basically famous for being
Premier.
a big fat drunken idiot.
Yep.
And many challenges has been levied against the transfer as being unconstitutional in accordance to the Russian constitution, etc. So, again, a person from the Russian point of view saying this is a liberation effort, he has an argument.
Yep,
Now, whether
he
or
has
not
the
you
right to.
accept it or not, that is up to you.
That's kind
Exactly.
of
But
a
it
weak
shouldn't be
argument,
up
to
to
be honest.
YouTube.
Well, I agree.
No, it
Dev.
shouldn't be up to YouTube at all. Like we should be able
Yeah,
to argue
definitely.
this out on streams and stuff, and it shouldn't be just
Nikita Khrushchev.
Yep,
that was the
exactly.
dude.
yes.
Nikita Khrushchev, yep. Because it's like that same argumentation, like the Treaty of Trianon and what it did to Hungary and made it a little tiny baby country, right? It's like at the same time, if we look back at treaties, everyone had this bit of land at some point. At some point, you have to settle on the modern era and be like, nope, this is the borders now. If we keep shuffling them, it's just going to constantly cause border friction, which is going to lead to war, which is going to lead to the same cyclical bullshit we've had over and over again.
Yep.
At some point, things
Yes.
have to settle, or we repeat
Kibbs,
the same
Kibbs,
stuff.
Kibbs, you're making the argument for liberal world hegemony. Welcome
That's
aboard,
not a-
buddy.
No.
That is what the borders are settled at a certain date, and we should all be chill. That's what that argument basically.
Well,
is.
that is the New World Order, and that is the order that was established at the end of World War II. which
Yeah,
was
everyone.
the New
well,
World Order.
Not even that. Not even that.
Kyle
was it?
appeals to the Western tree of civilization.
Only
I think
we
it's,
can rule. Screaming.
Hold on. I think it was in '91 when they got together, and basically it was Ukraine and Kazakhstan, and Russia said, "Okay, we won't fuck with you. You give up your nukes, since they had them after '91, and no one will fuck with you." And that was supposed to be the deal, and the borders were kind of set in place in '91, and Russia's been going back on that ever since.
Yes. Because there's, of course, the thing again. This isn't the first time Russia has done this.
Yeah, there was Georgia at one point. There was another one. Fuck, what else? This is like the third or fourth time they've pulled this shit like 3 or 4 times now.
Yep.
Yes, Russia has been engaged in several wars, most of them dubious in origin.
Yeah.
But again, it shouldn't be YouTube's role to say you can or cannot make this argument.
They are not the arbiters.
Exactly. Yes. It's not their place to say.
Because it's a slippery slope to even
YouTube
let
should
them.
be a place. YouTube should be a place that has like pro-Russian voices and pro-Ukraine voices, and then they debate it out. That's what YouTube's role in this should be, not to decide what the truth is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh God, there's a guy in your chat that I recognize from my chat, Fat262.
Ban him.
He says, let's have a region by region plebiscite. Oh wait, Kiev doesn't want one. Why? I hate that argument. It's a fucking retarded argument, okay? The idea that you can just move ethnic Russians into a location outside of Russian borders, have them all vote to now join Russia, and then roll your army in. That's monumentally stupid. Okay, that logic allows, for example, London in the UK to vote to become a fucking caliphate separate from Great Britain because they've moved enough Muslims into it. That's so dumb. It's mind-boggling how stupid you have to be to think this way.
That is incredibly stupid. Yes.
This is actually one of the issues that I have changed my opinion on over the course of the last 10+ years. Because I used to be a very clear, direct democracy kind of guy, and to a very large degree, I still am. I think it would be preferable if we could have as direct a democracy as possible.
You're more of a communist than I am, Arch.
My God.
But
savages.
Here comes the point where I'm not a communist. I recognize that this would undoubtedly lead to the tyranny of the majority. And in many cases, the majority are going to have very stupid opinions and very stupid motivations. Because they're simply not going to be able to know. Because that's the thing. A direct democracy would be the ideal in a situation where people were actually fully educated on every issue, but that's impossible.
Yep, it would take too much time for everyone to care about every little issue.
Yeah,
that's why
every person would have to have to read up on agricultural policies in Oklahoma. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
that's why I think our system's pretty good with representative democracy, and you have different balances and checks. Because that's one thing that prevents the cities from ruling over the rural areas. Is that the rural areas also have their own balance and the power play. Otherwise, you'd be just ruled by the coastline in the United States.
Yep.
Well,
although the representative democracy of America also has problems in that there's not enough representatives, and that the representatives are far too much of a traitorous bunch of cuckolds.
That has to do with just good old-fashioned corruption over time and corruption over the growth of a nation. Any nation throughout history that grows in power, as we have to become the world's hegemon, we also did not quite prepare to deal with the issues of corruption bleeding in there over the century.
Also, lack of political acumen. This is one of the biggest curses to modern day democracy, is the fact that people need to vote and then need to look at what their representative votes as well. People need to be held accountable, but people just tend to vote according to what they voted last time.
Here's the worst part about all this, Arch, is that this is I guarantee you, this is the internal logic YouTube uses. I guarantee you, this is the internal logic that YouTube uses to censor people. I guarantee you. Because they're going to say, listen, we can't just let people have these debates because the people are retarded, so we have to decide what the truth is and then enforce it.
True, but the key difference is, of course, that by having these debates, we gain or lose no power. Even if there's 70,000 people on YouTube saying that Russia did nothing wrong, it doesn't change what is happening. and the flow of information will allow people to determine what is happening.
Yep. Not to mention the truth over time always becomes transparent. Usually.
Usually, but the thing is, I think they actually view it as having an impact, because if you have, let's say, a debate that plays, this isn't my position. I'm steel manning their position. Okay, this isn't my position. Don't call me a fucking commie.
Commie.
God damn it. So from YouTube's point of view, what they're thinking is, if there's a debate with 70,000 people watching, and then the pro-Ukraine side gets shellacked, and then those 70,000 people go out and then they vote a different way. And then what ends up happening is that America stops giving aid to Ukraine, and then Ukraine loses. Like they're viewing it as this sort of snowballing social responsibility, I think.
Probably, but you just mentioned the naughty word, the word that I've grown to dislike tremendously over the last few years.
What's that?
Social responsibility.
Yes,
Ooh.
I know. that's how they're viewing it. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm
Dev.
really growing to hate that word.
It's our social responsibility, Dev.
I'm not sure if Google is part of. It's called the ESG. It's like the score that companies get to show that they're being socially responsible.
Well, ESG isn't a thing you're a part of. That is a metric that is applied to businesses. It's a way of evaluating the future potential of a business, or at least so they claim. So it is something applied to them. So Google undoubtedly has an ESG score.
Right. The environmental, social, and corporate governance.
Well,
it
not so
basically
corporate, just governance.
Well, that's what it's called, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's called the environmental, social, and corporate governance. The idea is basically just to give a company a score based on their social impact, how they uphold their social responsibilities, and all this sort of stuff. Which, like, on the one hand, that sounds absolutely terrifying, that some body is rating these private companies on what they consider to be correct, and they're grading you based on that, on their own morals, and that might turn out to be terrible, because what if their morals are shit, and just because you don't espouse leftist politics, you lose, you drop a ranking in the score, and then you lose opportunities for your company. Like, that sounds terrible. But I can also see the other side of the argument, because, like, imagine a company that just doesn't give a shit and just pollutes the river and poisons the town and doesn't give a fuck about any of it. And it's like, well, you do want something there that says, hey, don't purchase from their company. Don't purchase from Nestle, because they've like raped and pillaged Africa. Maybe we shouldn't purchase from Nestle. So I think there's a balance to be struck here. I just don't like the way it's currently tilting.
Of Amazon.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Like, it's not that the idea of the ESG is inherently flawed and evil at all times. It's that it's being implemented so fucking poorly.
The thing is, we're returning to the 90s now, okay? Because this is an argument I remember from when I was but a wee tadpole myself, where the idea was basically, corporations are evil, and they're going to do everything evil in the book in the name of making money.
Yep.
Simple enough. And it's like, okay, well, that's terrible. Surely something must be done about this. And the solution seemed to be government. Because here's the thing, I am very pro-government in this regard, and same reason why I'm anti-union, because in Norway, we've actually made a system that works. We have practically no unions, especially no local unions, but we have a tremendous amount of protections granted to the worker by the government. This means that people can vote on the position that the government should take. So the voters go like, okay, do we want a shorter work week or a longer work week, etc. And then that becomes a political issue, and then it changes depending upon the prevailing political winds. Whereas if the companies themselves do it, as in ESG, what tends to happen is that it is not the will of the people represented, it is the will of a very small group of people who usually have their own ideological motivations, since ESG is primarily driven by like 2 or 3 enormous hedge funds with trillions of dollars in assets.
Yeah.
And when you put that much money in the hands of like 2 or 3 dozen people, you know what the world's going to look like, and it's going to be an awful lot like those 2 or 3 dozen people's preferred version of the world.
Let me just see here. Yeah, the ESG has grown from a 2004 study sponsored by the United Nations to a movement representing $35 trillion in assets under management.
Yep.
Jesus.
I think 50. No, they've had a crash recently, but I think like 10 or 11 of those is one company alone, which is BlackRock, which manages some. They used to manage 14 trillion, but they've been getting their asses beat during the economic downturn. So they've
Yeah.
actually deflated to a mere $10 trillion.
just deflated a little bit.
But I read an interview with the CEO of BlackRock, and every globalist talking point you can imagine was coming forth from his mouth, just one after the other. And you look at the world around you and go, yeah, this makes a lot of sense now.
Hold on a
But
second.
no,
If you want to see if you want to see what I'm reading, Kibs, I'll put it in the links channel. It's an article from Forbes.
Been having gay porn on it, Dev, like the last one.
Apparently, ESG funds are typically more expensive because to basic like they don't show any better performance. However, it costs money to implement those standards, and they don't make that money back in any way. So they're not exactly the best investment option. But I mean, if you believe in what they're judging the companies by, then maybe you'll view that as a reasonable hit to take. But if you don't, then obviously, why would you?
I've been reading into this quite a bit, and what's interesting is the ESG fund managers are actually arguing that this is the best investment. Because here's the thing, it is illegal for these hedge fund people to put your money into the suboptimal thing. Like, they're not allowed to put it into something they think is less likely to perform good. Because their entire job, their contractually obligated job, is to see your money increase, right?
Yeah.
And so the argument they use is that by putting money into sustainable businesses, your money will be worth more over the long term. Basically, if all of the other companies that didn't do this will eventually collapse because they didn't put in place the proper environmental care or the proper social care, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's their argument.
I mean, depending on how egregious their violations, that could be the case, but it's not always the case.
No, like, it could be. Like, if we take the worst case scenario and the globe will simply just heat up to the point where we're all frying eggs off the sidewalks in midwinter, then yes, the companies who didn't do that are going to suck a lot. The problem is that throughout the history of ESG, they haven't been able to prove results, and yet they also hang on to the fact that very few of their projects ever fail. But the reason why they very rarely fail, and this kind of goes back to gaming journalism too, because a lot of people are like, why aren't games journalism dead yet? It is because of investment. When you have this much money and you can keep pouring money into something, it actually doesn't matter if you're not earning a profit because you keep getting more money. And so the company is actually doing great because the money's just continuously being poured in. It is literally like a bucket with a hole in the bottom, and you just keep pouring more in.
It's literally like Cuba being successful during the Cold War because the Soviets just poured endless money into it.
Yes, precisely. And so it is very difficult to see if something is truly failing or not, because the bucket is still full. And so long as you can't see, the leak sprouting out of the bottom, it looks fine.
And there is, like, this just came out today, and this is kind of like a shitty website, but what it is it's a I'll post this too, Kibs. This is just a reprint of other more reputable articles, so you can look up the titles. But basically, it's just the idea that ESG investing has kind of hit its peak, and it's like now it's tumbling downward pretty quickly. So I think the whole ESG thing might have been a flash in the pan.
Well, it has been, and it will be. Like, it was a enormous thing, and it was kind of the greatest success of the woke-type globalists, because it gave them an enormous stick with which to beat companies over the head with, and it gave them absurd economic power. But the problem is, again, it doesn't perform well over the long term because the products just don't actually succeed. And at the end of the day, that works well in an economy like the one we had, where everyone is just earning money hand over fist, where there seems to be no stop to the gravy train. But now, with increasing energy prices, material prices skyrocketing, with the price of services increasing, money's no longer so easy to come by. And so people are going to have to return to actually, making money again.
Everyone's saying they can hear nose breathing. Is that me? Am I the nose breather? I mean,
Dev.
whenever I nose breathe, my my light doesn't light up in Discord.
I guess they can just feel it.
Maybe your nose
Can
is
you hear
very
it right
powerful.
now? Hold on. I'm gonna
No.
nose breathe. Let me know if you can hear it.
And-
As he nose breathes angrily at the camera.
Do you hear anything?
No,
Okay, it's Gibbs then.
that's
Gibbs is the
probably
problem.
fine.
Look at that. Trying to shift blame on a poor old Kibbs. See, my icon lights up whenever I make noise, Dev. Unlike yours, which is actively lit all the time.
Yeah, you haven't actually programmed mine yet. Where's my
Actually, I got
my
Disco's
art,
code.
Gibbs?
We got Disco's code for this one. That art's for the other stream. That's our stuff.
What? Just use it anyway. Who cares?
We have this one already set up, though.
Oh, God damn it. That's fine. Anyway, the reason that I brought up ESG is because I don't think, does Google really care about their ESG score? Do they give a shit?
Yes.
I don't think they do.
I think they do.
You think they do?
Yes. Because here's the thing. Google is valued at 1 point something trillion dollars. It's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of fucking money. And that's Alphabet as well, mind you. Alphabet Google rather than just Google. So it's a bunch of other things underneath it as well. But that is still small potatoes compared to the ESG score companies. Now, obviously, Google is not going to be running out of money anytime soon, but these companies that run the ESG, they're the ones that put the money into all of the other companies, the companies that buy ads. And Google happens to be one of the largest ad sellers in the world.
Yeah, I found it, Kibbs. Alphabet's world-leading commitment to ESG and sustainability.
Wow,
They
there
released-
you go, I guess.
They released their 2022 Sustainability Impact Report. Oh my god. Look at this beautiful PDF.
I don't want to.
18 pages of nonsense.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna look at that. Don't think I
They're
will.
pretty bikes, though. I like the bikes. They're painted Google colors.
Can you see the bikes, Kibbs?
No. Hit the
Okay,
play
here,
button.
I'll link the PDF directly. Here it is.
Don't make me
So-
know.
Allocation of net proceeds and expected environmental and social benefits. So they allocated $5.69 billion to energy efficiency, clean transportation, clean energy, circular economy and design, green buildings,
Oh
affordable
God.
affordable housing, commitment to racial equity, and support for small businesses and COVID-19 response.
Of course.
So they sent $148 million in the form of 3,700 loans to small and medium-sized businesses focused on the Black community.
And
Now,
somehow this isn't illegal.
Why
I
are
would
they
love to-
focusing only on one race? What about all the other races?
Well, because the B in Black is capitalized. That's why.
Wow.
I would love to see which businesses got those loans.
Only the black
And if they were
businesses
literally
that
just,
are left leaning.
They were all fronts for Patrice Con Colors or something. She's just sucking up all the money.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, if they're them, you might as well. They're just giving it away.
But yes, Alphabet and Google definitely do care about their ESG because, at least for the time being, they are still the rulers of the land. But I do think that will change once people need to start making money again.
Yeah. So ESG has an environmental component, which, I mean, you could go back and forth on whether or not that's worth it or whether or not it's good. But the social component seems to be just entirely ideological.
The social and governance component both appear near pure ideological. The environmental one, here's the thing, right? As somebody again who has Norway, we have a ton of renewable energy. theoretically. In water power, because we've got fuck tons of mountains and fuck tons of waterfalls, we refuse to use it because it makes the landscape ugly. Like, legitimately, people are like, I don't want cheaper energy. I want to look at the waterfall. And that's one of the problems with renewable energy, is that a lot of people, it's kind of like prisons, you know, everybody wants windmills, just not here.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's also the issue that it's just not profitable yet. Like, it costs so much to run, it costs so much to produce, it costs so much to install, and the energy it produces just isn't fucking worth it. And the only way we can make it worth it is by continuing to research how to do it. But the only people who have money to do that is the traditional energy industry, which is currently being encouraged to not do so because they're mean and they need to divest themselves from their traditional energy immediately.
I mean, nuclear power is clearly the way to go at this point. Like,
It always has been.
we will get on that train eventually. I think some people are being stubborn about it, but we'll get there. And you know what? Canada's going to make a killing. We have the biggest uranium reserve in the world. It's going to be awesome.
The annexation of Canada is in our future. Got it.
Nuclear energy is absolutely going to be the next big thing. The issue is it has a lot of political opposition, and very clearly political too. I did a video on Putin's attempts to try and starve Europe for power, and there is a lot of very compelling, albeit circumstantial evidence suggesting that Putin was spending a lot of money on backing up various green lobby groups in Europe. You gotta wonder, like, okay, why would he want to do that? Well, as it turns out, all of it happened along with the signing of major gas treaties with Russia. When Britain decided to ban fracking, for example, which is a very controversial thing, as it certainly has potential problems, they signed a deal with Russia for gas, and then they banned fracking. Because this allowed the politicians to get up on the television and say, oh, we're not going to do this here. We're going to be an environmentally friendly country, even whilst importing Russian gas, of course. The same happened in France, and the same happened in Germany.
Oh man, there's so many things that are fucked right now, right? So you have environmentalists who are screeching at, like, generally the third world. In fact, like, they screech at us, but they also screech at the third world to stop developing. Because it's going to mean burning more coal and burning more gas and burning more oil. So stop developing and just live in squalor. You know, stop developing your own resources. Stop developing your own technologies. Stop raising your own quality of life and just live in shit. Because
there's the problem too, isn't it? Because we're sitting here in fucking Europe, 3 fat fucking spoiled Westerners in front of our $1,000 computers, going like, Africa, mud hut's good, the planet's warm.
I don't want the planet to get any warmer by a few degrees, African. Like, it's inconveniencing my PC cooling.
Well, here's the rub though, is that burning wood is worse for the environment than burning gas per, like, unit of energy created.
Because you just don't have that much energy in wood.
Yeah, so you have to burn a shit ton of it. And it makes it, and the amount of smoke that you make, like, that fucks up the environment more than driving a car around does, despite all the negatives that come out of driving a car. So, like, generally what happens is, as we've gone from wood to coal to gas and oil, and then to technologies beyond that, we've found that even though there's a lot of emissions per unit of energy generated and usable, gas and oil are far better for the planet than just burning wood stoves. You know what I mean? So, like, these people don't fucking think about what they don't know. Like, they're stupid. They're just too stupid to know the consequences of what they're advocating for.
They're stupid, and they're also ideological. So allow me to fangirl for Sargaruni here for a second. In that, I think that
this will be the first time that's ever happened.
I know.
Damn.
Yeah, but he's absolutely on the point when he says that a lot of these environmentalist groups don't want nuclear power because what they want isn't necessarily environmentalism, it's socialism. And they view environmentalism as a great vehicle to get there.
Yeah, good point.
This is actually a conversation I had with Kraut at one point. because Kraut he was looking into just the anti-nuclear movement in Europe, and he discovered that it was all left-leaning. It was almost entirely left-leaning, and they all said that if we don't abolish capitalism, but we solve the environmental problem, then it won't really count as solving it.
Yes.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, guys, holy shit.
Yep, because otherwise the win goes to who? Capitalism.
Yep.
That undermines them greatly, because the thing is, capitalism is what brought us, and war is also what brought us atomic energy, right? And helped escalate its production. Atomic power is the future. Like, it simply is. Like, toasty water that spins by a turbine is literally the best form of power production we have right now. Spinny windmills that barely work, that fall apart, that blow up if the wind gets too high, or solar panels that get fucking hailed on and get smashed, or like they don't even talk about quote unquote environmental. You know how much fucking crap it takes to build those solar farms? How much toxic stuff that is, and they can't really dispose of it. It's the same problem. Like, they're just shifting it. It's the same with. Have you heard of the corn industry in the United States of America?
Oh.
Yeah, ethanol, yeah, all that.
Don't
thing.
start on the corn, you
Fucking
fucking
corn!
Midwesterner.
Corn is subsidized by the government, and we use it to try to make plastic. We also try to make fuel with it. We put it in everything as a substitute, as corn syrup.
And all of it is vastly less effective.
And it's awful. It's awful. It's a failed thing. Like, I love corn on the cob. It's delicious. But corn, it should not be used for everything. It's just not practical.
So,
like,
Kibbs. Oh, no, go on.
It is like this. I saw a retarded thing on Twitter the other day, for example, where it's like, listen, we could power the entire globe by covering the Sahara in solar panels. I'm like, okay.
That's retarded.
Theoretically, you're not wrong, but we literally don't even have enough rare earth metals to do that. Not to mention, how are you going to transport that electricity from the Sahara to Asia, for example? Or just to Europe?
It's a fairy tale thing, because it's easy to look at, like, oh, look, it's just a tiny little blue dot in the Sahara, like, nobody will notice. Oh,
it's tiny. That's thousands of square miles.
What happens if that connection is severed by a terrorist and an entire continent loses power? Are you fucking retarded?
Not to mention, what I find so amusing about solar panels, too, is people are like, would you plop it down in the desert? It'll be fine. You know, desert isn't just desert, right? Shit lives there. And but they'll be fine. It's good for the planet. You'll eradicate how many thousands of local species by making the entire environment fucking solar panels? Like the goat just walks up to the silicon solar panel, licks it, gains energy from the sun. Huh.
Apparently, solar panels increase the heat in an area, which is actually very bad for that region if there's like life forms.
By a lot, too. Like, this is one of the things that a lot of people don't think about, so it's good of you to bring it up. But solar panels, well, they work by absorbing and reflecting heat. Which means that they make the local area ridiculously fucking hot.
Which
there's like 3 points that I could bring up here, and they're all very relevant. So, firstly, you know, and kind of related to the environmentalists or the vegans, they kind of have like overlapping concerns, and a lot of them they're also just as stupid. They're like, well, we should only be eating plant, and that's it, and we should not. But here's the thing: if anyone who's ever worked on a farm, because I've worked on a farm. Anyone who's ever worked on a farm knows how much animal death there is on a farm just for plants, because you're going over the ground with your plows, and all of the moles and all of the rats and all of the all the land animals that are in the fields, they all get fucked up.
Yeah, they're all fucked. Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, well, that's how you get your alfalfa or whatever the fuck it is that you're eating, right? Is giant farms that are just committing these animal genocides constantly. So either way, you can't escape it, right?
Life will, get murdered. Like, in order to have food, you're gonna have to kill things. You gotta accept it. Can't be a snowflake.
So, let me just pull this up here. Here, Kibbs, I'm gonna give you.
Giving me stuff? Ooh.
Yes, this is in Canada, the Churchill Falls Generating Station. All right.
Gotcha.
And this is a massive waterfall out in the middle of nowhere. No one lives around this place for hundreds of miles, because Canada is like desolate tundra for 80% of its landmass.
Yep.
And this generates a shit ton of energy. For the longest time, it was one of the biggest hydroelectric dams in the world. I think it's dropped down now. but it's huge. It's huge. And what Canada's been able to do is just run giant fucking cables from the dam through Newfoundland, through Quebec, down to the populated areas of Canada. But the reason that we can do that is because, one, we have the technology, and two, we're politically stable. So you couldn't do that in a desert in the Middle East because it'd be constantly getting blown up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking like hundreds or thousands of kilometers of cable just running from this waterfall in the middle of nowhere down to the actual inhabited areas of Canada. And there's a lot of power that comes out of it, but you have to have a political system that is ready to do a project like this before you can actually do it. And clearly Saudi Arabia isn't there. You know what I mean?
And you need the money, and you need the engineering expertise.
Yep. And
There's
thirdly,
also the, go on.
Here, another link for you, Kibs. I covered this on the Weekly Sip, I think last year, so I had to dig up the article.
The Weekly Sip, he said.
Yes, that's my weekly news show, the Weekly Sip, because we're drinking coffee during it.
He's like, thank you for asking.
I slurp annoyingly into the mic. That's my thing. All right. So, this is an article about how wind turbine blades can't be recycled. They'll go through like a 7 or a 10-year lifespan or something like that, and they can't be used for anything else. And the fiberglass will never break down for like 100,000 years. So they just get buried.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to realize that we actually spend more in energy creating these blades than the actual wind farm creates in energy, and now it's just going into the ground.
Yep.
It's like, well, there goes your environmentalist side of this conversation, because you're making things actively worse.
Yep. Well,
Yes.
you and I
Solar
know.
panels have the same problems, though to a slightly less extreme degree. Solar panels can be recycled, but they are highly complex component parts. If you want to recycle a solar panel, you're going to have to pick it apart piece by piece by piece, then recycle each individual material in its own way, and then eventually bring it back together to making another solar panel, etc., or something else. And the simple fact is, that process is so much more expensive than just making a new one that they also just mostly thrown on the dung.
Yep, and there's the other fact that, again, these environmentalist organizations and agencies are funded by people with other interests. Like, for example, a lot of the green stuff funded in Europe is funded by, drumroll, Russia, because it's easy to keep you guys dependent on them for energy. That way, they can hold that chip against you, and there's nothing you can do about it. All they gotta do is pull the plug on your power.
We're taking
Someone in the chat
back now, Kyle.
Someone in the chat says that they found a way to make windmill blades degradable now. Well, that's good, but I mean, it doesn't help for the past 15 years what we've been doing, right? Like these ones in the picture, they're just going to be there. You can't do anything with them, you know? And in fact, their strange shape makes it, you can't even like easily store them, you know? It's just, it's a giant boondoggle all the way around.
It's also the thing that, okay, we have a way to make windmill blades that can be recycled. Okay, how much more expensive are those than these? And how much longer will it take for that technology to become mainstream, etc.?
Yeah, exactly.
It's also the fact that windmills, if you're like, oh, the environment, we must protect the animals. Windmills kill a lot of fucking birds.
Yep.
Because birds are very, very stupid.
And there's so many other technologies that are on the horizon. Like, they're still developing the carbon suckers that'll just suck carbon right out of the air. That will, I'm sure, over time also become because right now it's carbon neutral. So the amount of energy used to run the machine ends up putting out the same amount of carbon that it sucks up. But I'm sure we'll get it carbon negative at some point. You know, this is stuff that we will solve on our current track just with the general advancement of technology. We don't need socialism to solve this problem.
No, in fact, we need the exact opposite. Because capitalism was already hard at work on fixing this.
Yep.
And then we tried to destroy the energy stress sector. You know, the people financially incentivized to fix this problem.
Energy sector,
I mean,
yes.
I recall, you know, when I was in Here, this might shock a bunch of you, but I was a communist when I was, let's say, 17 years old. Okay,
Yeah,
You still
no,
are.
not surprised.
a long time ago. Okay?
Never stop
Also, I
being one.
object to the usage of "were."
Yeah.
But
Current.
but my thinking back then was something along the lines of, well, these oil company fat cats, they're going to want to keep just burning oil until the planet dies because it's good for their bottom line. And it's like, well, they're also people who have to live on the planet, like they can't they're not going to be that self-destructive. So I think even an oil fat cat, you can be like, listen, you can have your monopoly over the next energy sector. You just have to not burn oil anymore. Like, you can incentivize them to do this stuff,
And the thing is, too, like, okay, it's very simple to actually regulate this. Norway actually had a fantastic idea here, where one point of communal ownership, as I watch Dev twitch in the corner of my eye,
Statist.
actually worked out very well. Where Norway was like, okay, we're going to trick the Americans into giving us all the technology we need to pump our oil. Then we're going to raise our taxes so fucking high that they'll sell their shares. And then the government will run the oil sector. And it's worked out very well, where you have a energy sector that is run morally by the people, to the point where it's not allowed to invest in tobacco firms, for example, no matter how profitable they might be, because the majority of Norwegians don't like that shit.
How did we get to this point in the conversation? We were talking about YouTube.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought we were supposed to talk about The Last of
expanding
Us.
the topic.
So, yeah, I think it was YouTube, social responsibility, social, environmental, and we kind of went off on the environmental. We were supposed to talk about the social part of it.
Yeah, because, okay, let's return it back to the beginning, right?
Bottle back,
The world absolutely has changed. There is a new normal, as YouTube has demonstrated, with their push towards censorship. And it's just accepted now. Like, everyone knows YouTube has an agenda. Though, I think the Twitter files will begin to maybe change this, depending on if the political will is there. Because previously, again, we all knew, we knew that Twitter was talking to the FBI in some capacity. We knew Twitter was talking to politicians in some capacity. But we didn't know how much, why, when, or what was directly affected. Now we do know a lot of it. Like, we know that FBI is sending requests to circumvent warrants to Twitter. Like, okay, why the fuck are you doing that, FBI? We know that both political campaigns, to be fair, were sending messages to Twitter about COVID. It's like, okay, again, why the fuck are you doing this? And I think the only way to solve it is to start doing regulation again, because the more and more I'm more and more of a big government guy myself. The weirdly it is, because okay, the government is not perfect, but it's more neutral than a private corporation. So if the government can say to itself, "You're not allowed to do this," I have more faith that it won't.
So Arch, to Twitter's credit, in the Twitter files, it was also revealed that Twitter basically rejected all FBI attempts to just give them more information outside of the
Not
normal legal channels.
Most.
Which one specifically did they not? Or do you remember? Because I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't think they mentioned specific cases, but there was one part in the Twitter files where the FBI was pushing specifically for Twitter to accept more of those warrantless things. So clearly they were accepting some. Now I hope it was a very small number.
Yeah, because I think it was the seventh thread, there was examples of people at the FBI saying, "Twitter, can you give us this outside of your legal obligations?" And Twitter was like, "No."
Yes. Most of the time, Twitter was no. Some of the time, Twitter was not no. And then, of course, the FBI did what it does and goes like, yeah, but why not more yes? I mean, the thing is, too.
The chat says the whole stream is communist.
False.
Arch,
I'm the only one who
Arch.
disagrees with them.
Arch is now becoming a
I will
pro
not be
big government
dragged
simp.
down with these fucking buffoons. I think the government should have less power.
Well, that's the thing. I, too, want the government to have less power, but I want them to enforce more of that power on themselves. how do I put this? Like, the government should put more shackles on itself, is my opinion.
They won't though, and you know it.
Probably not, no.
You
but
know
I
it.
wish they would.
Yes.
They should put more shackles on itself and more shackles on big business. Because, like, again, capitalism, anything taken to the extreme becomes negative at some point. Even capitalism, even freedom, anything and
yep.
everything.
Everything needs a balance of
Yes.
somewhat. But the problem with like government and government as a whole is that you have to remember that government is just like a corporation, is run by people, and people are greedy. They will lie, they will steal, and they will cheat you if they can, even with their own rules, even with their own laws.
Yes, that is entirely true. But the benefit of democracy is we have more power over our governments than we have ever had at any previous point in history. And we've kind of just got to embrace that and go like, okay, what's the least shit solution? And the least shit solution would be
Fixed
to
it.
put further shackles on things. Like, for example, the FBI should not have the opportunity to reach out to Twitter without a court order. Like, that should just be like, no, illegal.
And as we
I
know
don't
with
agree
the
with that,
history of
actually.
governments,
I don't agree with that.
Well, hold on. As we know with history of governments as a whole, once they gain power, they will not lose it. And as they grow in power, they will become more corrupt and more greedy as time goes on.
Yes, we need an
So-
anti-government politician.
Time is
I think-
decay. It decays everything. Think about it, Dev.
I
Why aren't the
I
Romans
think
around
it's-
anymore, Dev? Where'd they
Hold
go,
on, hold on.
Dev?
Well, the Chinese are still around, and they lasted a few thousand years.
No, they aren't.
Um,
They're gone. You're thinking of like
They're
the
all
Ming
dead.
Where's the Han Dynasty? Where are they? Gone. Where's the Ming Dynasty? Gone.
Well, hold on. The difference
Qing
is
gone.
that as a continuous civilization, the Chinese have always existed in a way that the Romans didn't. that's
Sorta,
different.
not entirely. Really.
No,
at all.
they did definitely.
Okay, you.
Say the same about the Japs.
Yep. Chet,
At
help
least
me.
it's your channel getting demonetized, not mine, Arch.
Or the
Brain
Mongolians.
cells.
So hold on. It seems completely reasonable to me for any law enforcement service to be able to go to anyone, a company or a private citizen or whatever, and just be like, hey, listen, we're investigating this. Are you willing to, of your own volition, give us this without us having to jump through the hoops of getting a court order? That seems like a reasonable ask, because some people will say yes and some people will say no, come back with a court order, and then they go and get an order. Like that seems reasonable to me.
Heavy disagree, because here's the thing. When 5 FBI agents show up to your fucking house wearing suits and guns and say, please, that's not a request. That is not a neutral request. And most people, like, this is the thing, like, why selling, like, fake police badges is illegal. Because most people, when given a badge, will do whatever the fuck the dude tells them to do. Because they don't have the understanding about their own rights, the rules, the situation. Like, if an FBI agent shows up at a regular person's house and says, tell me this, the person's not going to go like, well, do you have a court order? They're going to go, oh my god, Mr. FBI agent, yes, of course.
Well, some people might actually be like, hey, do you have a court order? And they'd be within their
Some
rights to do so. It's not like the FBI would just cap them for saying no.
Some people, yes, but I am a proponent of babyfying society entirely. I come from a nation where you can't even buy alcohol at the store.
So, wait, you want to babyfy society entirely, not give anyone any sort of freedom to be able to make these determinations for themselves, just round the corners of everything. Is that what you're talking about, Arch?
To a degree.
I
But
mean,
here's the, like, again-
you did say earlier that the average voter is retarded, so maybe
Yes,
they do
but
need that. Maybe
there are
we are
elements
not
where-
good enough for democracy. Maybe that's
There
what
are-
it is.
Unironically, there is an element where we're not good enough for a perfect democracy. True.
Now we need
Because
to quickly.
it would require us to know everything. But
Dev.
the thing is,
Hold on.
there
hold on.
is an inherent authority that we imbue into
Nerd.
many arms of our government, like the police, like the FBI, etc. And we
Yes,
expect people to recognize and accept that authority. But we must then also protect the people against an abuse of that authority.
So, one quick question, Dev. Why are you spouting CCP propaganda on the stream?
Fuck off.
No, you are. You got caught red-handed. Even the chat pointing it out.
Wait, how am I spelling CC propaganda?
China has not been one
Breathing.
consistent nation throughout its existence.
Okay. Oh my god.
That
Okay.
is false, and you know
hold
it.
on.
You
Okay,
little
yes, there's been.
communist. You're
hold
a
on. Hear
communist.
me. Okay,
You just
just
admitted
wait.
to it. Nope, too late.
I'm
Comedy
gonna
dev.
give you. I'll give you the difference, Kibbs. Do you want to know the difference?
What? That the CCP you just said is a legitimate government?
Well, it is a legitimate government. It just sucks.
Oh my god.
But no, it's not. It's a legitimate government. No, it's that whenever there's been like a war in China, like an internal war, it's never been a war to split away from China.
Hold on,
It's
Dev.
always been a war over who gets to rule a united China. That's not been the case in Europe. In Europe, it's always been like wars of conquest by individual nations like France or Germany or whoever. It's never been a united Europe trying to figure out who controls Europe. They're two different situations.
Dev.
Also,
That is the
so
CCP.
John actually makes a great point here too. No, the government should always require a court order, as it is important to make sure that the government's actions are always tracked and logged. That's a good point as well, sir.
Well, there's always police reports, right? So, for example, let's say,
Yeah, but is there a police report if they ask you to volunteer the information?
yes, at least there isn't here. So here's an example.
you
all right?
know?
Yes. So.
Okay, so you're trusting the police officer on his word.
Okay. Hold on. I'll give you an
I know,
example.
Dev. This is
I'll
your
give you an
standard of
example
evidence.
from my own life. Okay. So there
Oh,
was a
my lived
break-in,
experiences. Here we go.
Yes, my lived fucking experience. There was a
Probably talking
break-in
points.
like two houses down from the place that I lived at when I was in university. There was someone broke into the house, and the cops went around and just knocked on doors and said, "Hey, did you see anything?" And they would write a little report, and they say, "Okay, if you remember anything, give us a call." And like they shouldn't have to get a court order to come to my house and ask if I saw or heard a house getting broken into. That's like ridiculous amount of red tape to jump through. It's kind of unnecessary. And yes, there was a report where they said, okay, we went to these houses, we talked to these people. These people said they saw stuff. These people said they didn't see stuff. Like, yeah, it is recorded, and it seems unreasonable to make these like local officers just trying to find who broke into this guy's house to have to go to a court to go up to my door and ask me if I saw anything. That just seems like
All
too
right,
much
Dev.
red tape.
Let me put your ass in a fucking sling here and send it over Mount Everest.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's apples to all oranges, or apples to elephants, more correctly. Because coming to your house and saying, "Hey, did you see something that happened down the street there?" That is not privileged information. It is not personal information. It is not important information, basically. Nor is it even related to you. It is a police officer coming asking, "Hey, did you see that over there?" There is no inherent value to that other than to protect the criminal. Whereas the FBI going to Twitter and saying, "Hey, can we get this person's DMs?" That's private information. That is privileged information, and the person in question isn't even asked about handing over his information. Twitter is. It would be like the police going to your neighbor and saying, "Hey, that shifty Dev, do you think he saw something out the window?"
Well, the unfortunate part of that is that your DMs aren't actually your property; they're Twitter's. Now, if you want
Well.
to change, well, if we should probably change that. But if that's the way it's going to be, then it does seem legitimate for somebody in law enforcement to ask Twitter for them.
Yeah, but that's, again, you're going to need a court order for that in that case. Because, again, the person isn't even asked to hand over his information.
Oh, sure. Like that's the thing. Twitter said no. The FBI asked, and Twitter said no, and that's how it should be.
In the majority of cases.
Mhm.
So they still gave out a lot of it. Not to mention as well, privilege information too, it's actually fairly reasonably defined. Because Twitter doesn't own everything that is even on their messaging platform. Because you do have information that is privileged to you and only to you as well, by nature.
Yeah. So like, if you provided a phone number or something like that, right?
Yes. There's also, what was it? This is a bit more of a derpy part of US legal law, so I can't comment too much on it. But I'm pretty sure there is a section where basically any correspondence between two parties is privileged to a degree, so long as both of them go like, "Oh, this is secret." And in a DM, there is an implication that it is intended to be a secret communication.
I think that has to be defined in court. You have to you have to bring that one to court and then see. Yeah, that seems like it's up in the air right now.
Because honestly, well, that's one of the key problems too, is that we do not have enough legislation surrounding tech businesses as well. Like, Twitter should be made to define all of the things they do and whether or not it's legal. Like, okay, like you say, Twitter owns your messages. Okay, is that legal? Huh? How does that work? We're same with Google. Like, there's been all kinds of the recent one, the children apocalypse, where Google suddenly hit a lot of channels because they weren't properly reporting whether or not the content was aimed at kids, because they got smacked with a huge federal lawsuit because they were abusing children's data. It's like, okay, clearly nobody read the rules at Google, and we're just like, well, we're allowed to do this, right?
Yeah, I saw Dankula say something at one point like, private information like that should be considered copyrighted information, so they can't just sell it unless you give like explicit permission, or maybe they can't even sell it at all, even if you give them permission. So like, that's an idea on how maybe this could be fixed. But with the way it is currently, it doesn't seem like, working within the current framework, the FBI did all that wrong in asking and then Twitter shooting them down.
I think the best possible interpretation, the Steelman position here, would be that the FBI skirted the law, shall we say. They may not necessarily have been in direct violation of a legal stature, but they probably knew this wasn't entirely above board.
So wait, we're talking about Twitter. We're supposed to be talking about the YouTube terms of service again.
Kyle,
how many?
Dev, Greg,
on.
George, whatever the fuck
you
you
son of a bitch! You mix me up with Dev. Now, Bart, you're in trouble, okay? Because I was told like, oh, we're gonna talk about like the cringe that is The Last of Us 2, and here we are talking
we're
about
not
like
even done with this yet.
geopolitics and like energy crisis and other really dumb gay homosexual.
This makes Kyle's brain feel small and angry.
These are just subjects that are kind of not interesting. If
Kibbs,
it's-
listen, we understand, Kibbs, that you're woman-brained, okay?
yeah,
Yes.
basically, but for
We
video
accept
games.
you're female in this, but like
Listen.
a good woman.
I want Taryn to Last of Us. Okay, well, so hurry
Oh,
up.
Listen, Arch, you have to understand. I'm not the one giving the trans perspective within the bickering bunch group, all right?
Yeah.
That's Kibbs. That's not me.
Oh my god, Dev, you fucking little shit. The amount of fucking bullying I am saving up for you. You're gonna be dead. You're going to have to commit seppuku. It's over for you.
I mean, you
but-
bullied
okay.
me all throughout Skaven, so it's okay.
Oh, that's
I'm getting
only
you back.
that wasn't even start. That's not bullying. That's just me being nice.
Speaking of Skaven, we got to come back to it or a different RP. Guys, we got to do it.
Don't have time.
Oh, come on.
Barch and I started, some really gay homosexual thing together, and so it takes up all our time. Arch is like, shut the fuck up, Kip. You're not supposed to talk about that on stream.
Condemnation. Okay. One more thing that I want to mention then before we move on to Last of Us, which is bringing it back to the YouTube terms
Okay.
of service, is the stupid
the
no
TOS.
swearing rule, okay?
Yep.
So if you say what YouTube defines as a swear, like fuck, in the first 8 to 15 seconds of the video, or roughly, they'll just demonetize you, no questions asked.
Yep.
This is some fucking retarded puritanical bullshit that I really hoped we were past, but we seem to be, after going so far left, we appear to have finally reached the other side of the horseshoe, and we're switching over to Christian puritanicalism again, where one of the recent term service updates too was you are not allowed to recommend any hentai games or link to any sites that has hentai on it. Now, of course, this is a rule that is enforced unevenly because that means if you link to Steam,
Yep.
you're technically in violation of the terms of service.
Which means, I'd like to point out, by the way, in terms of gaming industry and the gaming channels and gaming corporations, several dozen, if not like hundreds of them, link to Steam. So that means tons of corporations would be liable to this rule too if they actually enforced it.
Yes.
So here's what I don't get. Because the whole 8 to 15 seconds thing, I thought that was already the rule. I recall hearing about something like that back in 2021. Not to say it's good, but I thought this wasn't new.
No, it's one of the internet myths. It's like they were saying for a while that you could use X amount of seconds of a video, and those were, of course, based on people's lived experiences, where people were like, okay, if I say fuck in the first 8 seconds, my video gets demonetized. So that became, common knowledge. Same with the copyright, too. You could use so and so many seconds without getting auto-struck. But then YouTube did what YouTube always does. They changed the rules.
And then apply that to every fucking video before that. So there was no grandfather doctrine. Like, everything got punished down the road.
Yep. That's one thing that I actually think Twitter did well, even before Elon showed up, is that they didn't go back and rule on old tweets. Like tweets from 2012 can still have slurs in them or whatever.
Because obviously, like, take my second channel, for example, where I just talk about whatever. Like, average week, I'm going to put out like 4 or 5 videos and 1 to 2 streams. That's a lot of content. If that channel is up for a couple of years and then YouTube changed the rule, I'm not going to have the opportunity to look through hundreds of fucking videos and thousands of hours of content to see if I said fuck or not.
Yep. I think that's why it's like every couple of years, Philip DeFranco purges his entire backlog. He just deletes everything.
I can see the argument.
He doesn't give a fuck. Like he covers like breaking news, right? So breaking news 2 years ago, who cares anymore, right? So he just deletes it. He doesn't care.
Fair enough.
But I mean, to people who like are autistic super fans and they want to know every single thing, that probably pisses them off.
Oh, definitely.
Now, here I'll do a soft steal, man, because I also don't agree with this at all, right? But it's probably pretty easy to not swear in the first 15 seconds of a video.
Of course.
It is, however, I'm still not going to give them that point because that's a ludicrous thing. Because once you give them an inch, this slippery slope ain't going to stop. They're going to continue to add more things.
From what I've heard, from some people that I know at YouTube, it's not about giving them an inch and slippery slope and all that. What it is that advertisers are complaining, but advertisers don't watch every video. They watch like the first 15 seconds to see if a video is okay, and then they just click off of it. So they're just like, listen, be cool, guys. If you want to have ads, just be cool. We'll fool the advertisers together. That seems to be the route they're going.
But here's the thing. That's the first concession. Once you begin to make a concession, it's only going to continue to go more and more as time goes on.
Maybe. It's possible.
The issue is, too, it's the advertisers, obviously. But it's yet another little piece of stupid that is introduced onto YouTube and will stay there forever. Even more so as, like, these words should have been normalized a very long time ago. Fuck is not an insult. It's not a harsh word in this day and age. Like, hentai too. The very idea that now, in the current year, if you'll excuse the term, after fucking naked yoga being on YouTube for God only knows how many years, that hentai is a problem. It's like people
Project
jerk
Melody's
off the
still around.
drawings. Loud.
Yeah, Project Melody's still doing her thing, but she uses a lot of euphemisms now. That's for sure.
Oh, God has to, I guess.
Wait, isn't that one woke now?
Project Melody?
Yeah.
The group they joined, the
Vishojo.
Bishojo, thank you, yes. Weeb.
We've
That one is rather woke, or more correctly, a lot of them are women, midwits. That I repeated myself. I apologize.
The worst part about Vishojo is that Neanders is in there, and Neanders is an old 4chan trip fag from like 2008 or 2007, and she was the spiciest fucking person. Man, her old nudes are still floating around on the internet from way back in the day.
Neanders is an interesting thing.
Yeah, she's very woke and politically correct now, but I think she wants to desperately make everyone forget that she was an edgelord on 4chan. That's how she got started.
She used to be base. Damn. Must have been age. The clock must have not been kind to her.
Also, chat. Listen, if you want those old nudes, just let me know.
Neanders. That name makes me want to kind of open my window and jump out of it. Like, that's a dumb name.
Yep.
Neanders. Like, do you have AIDS? Like, stop that. Deaf. Don't
Let's
say that
see.
name anymore.
1.44 million subscribers.
Jesus.
Carl, your naming sense is retarded. I'm Neanders now too.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's like 35 now or something, so she would have been 18 or 19 back then.
Damn.
Now
Oh,
that's a little disturbing.
little too young there, Dev. You're getting a little weird.
What, 18 or 19? That's legal? What are you talking about? What the fuck?
No, 35.
They're only legal when
Okay,
they're
no, fair enough. Yeah.
30. For you, Dev, at least. Got
That's
him.
the funny thing about the VTuber thing too, isn't it? It's like, oh, this is a cute little girl. He's a lolly on the internet. Well,
It's actually some fat guy with a voice changer.
well.
Like one
Sargon thinks that every single VTuber is a fat guy with a voice changer.
Okay.
I don't know, Sargon. I don't know if you're still listening, but you're wrong.
I mean,
I know. I understand the appeal, but you're very wrong on that one.
the thing is, actually, hold on. In Sargon's defense, his line of logic is actually the right line of logic to have on the internet. Until you see, tits or get the fuck out, like it ain't real. Just it's best to assume that
Kids.
every VTuber is a man. That way,
That doesn't matter
not gonna be
anymore because men can also have tits.
It's true.
The world has changed. The
no, it
world has
hasn't.
changed.
I refuse. I refuse. And I know that at least I'll have Barch and Sargon on my side, and you will stand alone here. And he is still here, and he says that they are, and I'm not.
Hi, Sargon. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I don't think he ever left. He's just chilling.
He's
Um,
painting his worm minis.
Yeah,
Let
he's
him be.
working. He's working. Quit
My,
distracting him.
My Twitch is saying he's playing a video game. I'm revealing the secrets.
Wow, you're just leaking stuff.
me guess.
Jesus.
Gladius.
Gladius.
I'm not gonna leak that much. Come on.
Hey, wait. Barch, he probably like Dominions. They got like a Mesopotamian themed faction. Mhm.
No, I don't think Sargon would like Dominions.
Well, it was. Hey, you don't know that unless he says so.
So you guys recommended that I wait till Dark Tide goes on sale, right?
You should
No,
probably
it's
wait.
not
That's a
very
Hold
good.
on.
lie,
Dev.
Dev. That's a filthy, dirty, whoring
Wait,
lie. You
Isn't
communist.
that what you? Okay,
Dev,
okay,
listen.
so what'd you guys say
I
then?
recommended you
Hold
didn't
on.
buy it at all.
Dev, wait.
Okay, well there we go.
Wait till the. Hold on, Dev. Wait till the Starship Troopers Extermination game comes out instead.
Okay, sure.
That one looks better.
They
No, I-
gave me
there's-
a
there's a-
copyright strike for using their trailer footage. I don't like them either.
Have they apologized yet?
No.
No. What the? Okay, that actually is annoying. Somebody needs to get a hold of the Starship Troopers dev, Off-World Industries, the guy that made Squad. They made a mistake. They did retract it, but seriously, they should at least say sorry for that. Like they just copyright struck apart.
Hold on. Someone in the chat says Dark Tide was any fun game of 2022. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Elden Ring was amazing.
Oh
That was
God,
great.
you both
Listen,
have terrible tastes.
The new Kirby game on Switch was really fun.
Oh,
That was
Like-
like a fun little time to play with like me and my girlfriend. That was great.
Oh
Listen,
my God, hold on.
there's a lot of good games that came out in 2022. Okay.
No, you're actually right. There's no such thing like the gaming dark age is a myth. We haven't reached that point yet. There's always something fun that comes out. It's just that we get so much mediocre trash. It's hard to remember the fun shit. It gets buried
Yeah.
sometimes.
That is like the Wii problem, right? Because the Wii had so much fucking shit on it, just
It
garbage
did.
games, thousands of garbage games. But there's also really good games in the Wii too. There's like
The Wii
it
is
has its core
awesome.
titles.
It's got Battalion
Yeah.
Wars 2, some really good gems. The Wii is a console that is actually really cool, and I'm glad I got one. And I'm just sad
Back in the
because
day?
you need to sort it out. Like the Dead Space Extraction game is a spin-off of the main franchise, but is one of the
Yep.
best light shooters I've ever played, or rail shooters, whatever you call them.
wow.
There's some good stuff
Weirdo.
on there.
There's some good
Stuff
stuff
now.
on there. Yeah, man. Mario Galaxy was great.
Wow, both of you weirdos. Stop.
Now, one thing I do want to point out that I hate about the Wii is the fact that it used AV cables when it came out. And at that point,
Oh,
every
fuck.
TV was no longer starting to have AV cables. It's like yellow, white, and red cables. You guys remember that? I do.
Yeah, that was 2006, and I recall. So I'm old enough that I was just going off to university at that time when the Wii was coming out, and I recall the logic. And was it Iwata who said? I forget who was in charge at the time, but he basically said that they did this with the Wii because even though HDMI was clearly the future, there was enough people who didn't have an HDMI TV yet and couldn't afford one in the next few years that it made sense to still have non-HDMI cables. And I'm like, thank you, God. I'm a poor student. Let me just have my Wii.
I mean,
So,
that's
like, I was
fair.
I was using my grandma's old TV from
Hold on
like
a second.
1991.
No, that's not fair. Back up. That's a stupid excuse. I just remembered something. The 360 launched with both options. AV cables and HDMI. So did the PlayStation 3. No, fuck you, Nintendo. Fuck you. You don't get away with that.
Well, here's the thing, Kibbs. Nintendo finally caught up because with the Wii U in like, what was it, 2014, 2012, whatever it was, they finally had both options.
That's not an excuse though. Like it should have had both options to begin with. Fuck.
Yeah.
It should be held to greater standard. Also, if you're thinking about going back to collect that piece of shit thing, skip that and grab the Wii U variant. I think that one's better, isn't it?
The Wii U. Okay, so here. Listen,
Because it can do the same, right?
I hack consoles and I do soldering work and I do all this shit. Okay, so what you can do is if you buy a Wii, what you can do is you can mod it so that it outputs HDMI, and it's quite nice. It's pretty good. You can buy a little kit that you like solder a board on. You take it apart, solder a board on. You can just hire someone to do it if you want. But you can make a Wii output HDMI, and my Wii outputs HDMI, and it's actually a pretty nice looking experience. However, what you should do is you should get a Wii U, and in 2023, and you want a Wii, get yourself a Wii U, because the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube. The Wii U is backwards compatible with the Wii, but not with the GameCube. But you can software hack your Wii U to emulate GameCube games. So you can actually get all three. If you feel like voiding a warranty on a dead console doesn't matter anymore, and like installing some you can sideload some apps that Nintendo didn't approve of. You can actually get like a GameCube loader and start playing GameCube games. You can run a hard drive to it and then just run all your ISOs off a hard drive. It's a really nice setup over on the Wii U.
I know a lot. I have a couple friends that soft modded their original Xboxes to play fucking like N64, PS2, and other shit like that. It's like, Jesus Christ, it can do everything.
Disavow this clear and flagrant abuse of the copyright and the...
Honestly, the soft modding community is actually very interesting.
Back in the day, to try to soft mod a 360, what you had to do is you had to like open it up and then attach the disk drive of the 360 to a similar drive, and then flash firmware from that drive onto the 360 one to allow it to read discs. It was a fucking painful process to do back in the day.
Not only do I disavow, I condemn.
One of the coolest things, Fairman brings it up on chat, the PSP, if you could mod it, you could play almost anything on the PSP, unlike your handle. You could play like like old Nintendo games and stuff. Like, you could play a lot of things, even PC games on there. It was actually quite cool.
The PSP and the Wii were both like they were cracked open pretty early into their life cycle, so there's a lot of custom stuff you can do with them.
There's also custom modders out there, so if you're a little scared and you can find a reliable one, you can just have them commission it to soft mod it on your behalf.
And also, here's the real killer, is that nowadays you can actually get add-ons to just run even consoles that don't have a USB. If a console has a USB slot, you can run ISOs off of a USB drive. That's very normal. Hackers always find ways to do it. But like nowadays with a GameCube or with a Dreamcast or something like that, you can spend like $60 and you get a mod. And what it is you take out the disk drive and you put in like an SD card slot. And so you can just run ISOs. It's really convenient. There's some amazing stuff out there when it comes to like modding old consoles. There's a whole community, and it's great. I love being part of it.
That is actually pretty sick.
I've got a Dreamcast.
Shut up, Dev.
I've got a Dreamcast that outputs HDMI, and it has an SD card slot with every single Dreamcast game on an SD card in there.
Hold on.
It's the perfect Dreamcast.
That is actually very awesome, dude. Like, fuck, that's actually pretty cool. Other thing I do want to point out to little chat was saying is that somebody says that it's yes, this is all relevant, says the real Noodle Dog. He says, however, but what about those Neanders picks? Well, Dev, are you gonna give sauce for chat?
All
You've
right,
hijacked your
I'll
stream,
pull-
Arch.
You're
Sorry.
not going to request nude pictures of someone on the internet, Kyle.
Okay,
That's
Kibbs,
not
you want
me.
to put him on
Anyone
stream?
else?
I'm
Kibbs,
speaking
you want
on
to put him on
behalf
stream?
of the... All right, you send him over, boy. And Arch like, nah! I'm fucking with you, Arch. All right, let's carry on. That was funny, though.
Oh man, someone in the chat is talking about PS2. Listen, okay, let me tell you my PS2 tribulation, okay? Because the PS2 does have a USB slot, so I thought maybe you could run ISOs off a hard drive, right? But you can't because it's USB 1.0 speeds. So what you actually have to do is you have to buy a little like wireless hotspot dongle doohickey thing that has a USB input on it, and then connect. You have to soft mod your PS2 such that it will run the ISO through the hotspot's USB down the Ethernet cable.
Yeah, you muted him. Oh my god,
But
that's
it's
so
really
funny.
cool.
Oh wait, no.
Wait, who muted me?
He didn't mute him. Was that my internet hiccuping? Arch, did you do that?
No, Arch muted me while I was describing it.
Let's just check
Yeah,
the
how could
audio.
you accuse me? Shut up with
Actually-
your fucking name console garbage. Nobody likes
Hold
consoles.
on, Arch. You should.
No,
okay.
no. Literally nobody likes consoles. Not a single person.
I
likes
agree that
consoles.
PC is superior, but there were some console exclusives that still have yet
No,
to be
Kyle.
ported to PC.
No, Kyle. No, there isn't, Kyle.
So Arch,
No,
does that mean
there
that
isn't.
if you ever visit me, you're not going to play console games?
Hold
with me?
on. So Arch told me this. Arch, you actually said this. He said that he thought Prototype. Oh, Prototype, that's a really cool game. When he came on to my stream, when I
Yeah,
was
it's
streaming
a
it.
cool PC game.
Yeah, and he's like, that's really cool. I'm like, oh, Arch. Hey, by the way, did you know that this was a
It's
console game?
PC game.
Yeah,
Kyle.
it was ported to PC,
It's a
but it was
PC
developed
game,
for
Kyle.
consoles.
It's a PC
I
game.
caught
Kyle.
him liking a console
It's
game.
a PC game, Kyle.
We got him, Chad. It's over. I caught you. I got you.
It's a PC game, Kyle.
Well, okay, Arch. To be fair, I also have a really nice gaming PC. I've got
Yeah.
like a.
We wouldn't know
I
you
feel-
don't
I got like
play with us, Dev.
I've got
You're
a hold on. I've got a
Paying for my
5950X.
hotel.
I've got a 5950X and dual 3090s.
Wait, why? No,
I've
hold
seen
on.
your couch. I'm not living at your house.
Dev, SLI graphics cards. It's not worth it. Dev, no. You fool.
Kibbs, I bought it years ago.
Okay.
Two 3090s and a 5950X.
Now-
It's a computer that is ridiculous.
I
It's a ridiculous PC.
I've finally given up on SLIs because SLIs are just not worth it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that ever again. Here's the thing. I
Worthless.
haven't done an SLI computer, I think ever actually. So I wanted to have the experience before the option finally died. And
And now
With-
that you
with the
know, you just
3000
burned
series.
money. You just burned money, like I did.
well no, what I did was I just put my 3090 into a different computer. I have like 10 computers, man. I just put my 3090 into a different one. The second 3090.
I still think we should crucify him.
I'm gonna ban both of you.
What? You can't do that. I'm the co-host. You can do it to him though. He's the guest.
I can. Because we can go from one piece of console trash to another piece of console trash.
You will try
Wait, this
that.
is PC.
Yeah, we're
This
talking
is
about PCs.
console trash.
See, we've broken him. All right, so The Last of Us Part 2, am I
The
right?
Last of Us will remove the spores, Kyle. Look at that. I linked it in the link channel.
You-
Look
the-
at
Well, hold on. Before
Now
we move on
explain
to
to me
that,
what a spore is.
just wait,
oh, it's...
hold on.
Shut
Before
up,
we
Dad,
move
we're
on,
talking- Nah!
just wait. We should actually talk about the YouTube TOS real quick. Actually, okay,
We did.
we did a little bit.
we did.
There was one final thing to cover though. There was one final thing to cover.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's stupid. No, I'm triggered. Shut up. The spores will not exist in The Last of Us HBO, so that's a huge plot point in the universe. We're moving on.
Oh, no, we can't move on yet, Kibbs. We can't move on.
No, it's a huge plot point because that is how the virus is transmitted. It transmits. It's
Yeah.
via spores.
Yeah, I know. So because actually, this is actually a great segue. Then, okay, if you don't want to talk about YouTube TOS anymore, this is a great segue. So, Arch, The Last of Us is a console game. Okay.
It is. It's trash.
I mean,
Yes.
it is trash, yes.
And you know what? Here, because Arch, you never played it, right?
Of course not.
And you don't know the interest, like the cultural interest surrounding it, right? I think I sent
I
it to
presume
you.
it was played by queer homosexuals.
Well, here I will scroll back up into the DMs.
And
I'll
leave
just
them.
read off what I sent you to try and explain it to you, so the chat knows what's going on. Because Arch knows nothing. Arch is He knows 0% of The Last of Us lore. Okay?
Lucky him.
So here's what I sent Arch that I don't think Arch read. I think he just kind of skimmed over it with like half open eyes. Okay, so it's the end of the PS3, 360, Wii console era.
Mhm.
The PS3 was a powerhouse for the time. Sony wanted a game that could truly show off its power, and that game ended up being The Last of Us. This is at the height of certain trends in gaming. One was the idea of the cinematic experience game.
Mhm.
So there's lots of cutscenes. There's lots of moments where your character just walks slowly through an environment and talks to another character. You see a lot of that in like God of War nowadays, and Tomb Raider does that as well. But this was kind of the peak of that type of gaming. It's less popular than it was, but you still kind of see it sometimes. So even though the game had a lot of decent combat and decent exploration, decent crafting, decent stealth, the game was clearly focused on a cinematic experience. Second is that in this period of making video games, and just in general pop culture, there was a common storytelling motif of an older heroic man who teams up with an adoptive daughter figure. And generally the idea is that the older man didn't really have a chance to be a father, and he kind of regrets certain parts of his past. He's older, he's not really in the game anymore. And the adoptive daughter is somebody who never knew what life was like before the apocalypse, because this is always an apocalyptic story. So older man deals with the fact that the world's gone to shit. Adoptive daughter doesn't even know what he's talking about, and they come to have a bond. And if you'll see that in Telltale's Walking Dead with Lee and Clem. You see that in Logan with Wolverine and whatever that girl's name was in that movie. But basically, this is a very, very popular storytelling motif back in this period, and probably the best example of it in gaming was The Last of Us, the relationship between Joel and Ellie. And this game was basically marketed as the PS3's final triumph. The PS3 was an amazingly popular console. The PS4 looked to also be similarly amazing. People loved Naughty Dog, the developer, and they were basically hitting all the right notes. All the things that were popular in, what was it, 2012 or whatever it was when this game came out?
Yep.
All the things that were popular, this game was doing. So it's less that the game was a high quality game, though it's like reasonably high quality.
It's very well
more
polished,
that everything that was popular was in this game all at once at the peak of its popularity, and that turned it into basically a mini cultural phenomenon within gaming.
Sort of. Like it was a pretty big deal, but it wasn't like on the power of like what you had with Halo 3, because that was like everywhere. That was like the zenith. That was 2007, where you had gaming where there was like, oh, Mountain Dew cans. So you go to fucking Burger King and they had stuff. It was the height of PlayStation's sphere, is what I would say, because it was kind of limited in terms of its popularity.
Mm-hmm. The reason that Last of Us 2 was considered such a monumental betrayal is because it took everything that was beloved about Last of Us 1, raped it, tore it all down, spoilers, killed Joel, made Ellie into a completely unlikable person, and then made you play for half the game as the perpetrator of these events. And so Last of Us 2 is like overwhelmingly hated by fans of Last of Us 1.
Yep.
Because it ruined everything. Like the budding relationship between Joel and Ellie and like how they develop over the course of the first game. It just cut down right at the start of Last of Us 2. It's not a very good game. Even though in terms of the gameplay, it's pretty much the same game. They didn't really change too much. But the story was just such a betrayal of the first.
Now,
betrayal, as Spoonie would yell.
Isn't that because Neil Druckmann did not like the original author lady who wrote the story for the first one?
Yes. And yeah, Neil Druckmann is the guy who ruined it.
Yep, because Neil Druckmann, this is a petty, like, revenge thing, is what's going on behind the scenes. Neil Druckmann is jealous or doesn't like this girl who wrote this story, and actively in the sequel goes out of his way to destroy all of her beloved characters. and everything that people liked about them.
Mhm.
Because it's a complete
Yep.
sabotage. If you watch the game, it's a complete sabotage of somebody's work. I don't like The Last of Us. I think it's kind of
Amy
trash.
Henning. Amy Henning is
Yep,
the
Amy
woman.
Henning. But like, I think Last of Us is a little bit overrated. But no one deserves to have their work utterly raped and tarnished like that, because that is what The Last of Us Part 2 was. And not only that,
Yep.
but everyone in the industry applauded it. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, these are the same
Yeah.
people. I want to point out, Neil Druckmann is the same fucker who comes from like the hashtag believe all women. He's the one who's literally raping this poor girl. Like, that is what he is doing by doing this to her,
Yep.
her story and her characters.
Yep. Amy Henning was known for Legacy of Kain and Uncharted before Last of Us. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got quite the reputation.
So the reason that spores will not exist in The Last of Us HBO, the reason why this is important, Arch. Well, one, it turns out, I don't know if you guys know this, but Neil Druckmann's working on the show.
It's deconstructing the entire universe. See,
Yeah.
now he's really twisting the knife because he has the power to absolutely hijack. Think about that as a revenge from his point of view. This is pure revenge. He's hijacking someone else's work that he doesn't like. Now he's going to change everything about it until it's unrecognizable, and it's his.
Yeah.
What a
So
dick.
he is a co-creator, writer, and executive producer for the TV show, and he's also the director of one of the episodes. And now also Neil Druckmann's been on record stating that he finds video games to be embarrassing and gamer culture to be embarrassing. He's clearly one of those guys that wanted to go into film and couldn't hack it. So
Yep.
he's trying to
Another Hollywood reject lands into the gaming industry. Yay.
Yeah, but the reason why so Arch, the lore of the spores, okay? So there's some in real life. This is a real life thing, not a Last of Us thing. There's some sort of a fungus that takes over the brain of an ant, and what it does is it makes the ant crawl onto the end of a grass blade, so that it can be picked up by a bird, and then the bird eats the ant, and then it gets shit out, and then that's how the spores of this life form spread across.
It's based on a real. That's a real play. Real.
That is a
yeah.
real fungus, yes. And so the Amy Hennig, when she was kind of like penning out the initial ideas of The Last of Us, she's like, well, what if we did a zombie story, but we did our own twist on it, where it was transmitted through fungal spores. And so you go into like these dens of zombies where people are like growing into the walls, and you're wearing a gas mask, and you have to like you can't like you have to hold your breath if you ever take the mask off, right? Because the air is infected with these spores, and the spores are the primary way that the zombie virus gets around. And basically what happens is a person gets infected by breathing in the spore, and then they have like a zombie stage, and then they have a very aggressive zombie stage called clickers, where they can't, their eyes have been all grown out and they can't see anymore, but they have like echolocation.
Yep,
So you have
click.
to like stealth through it. And then once in the final stages, they just turn into like a giant mushroom and they just grow into the wall.
Yep,
So-
and they
and then
produce the
and they
spores.
Yeah,
And then
they
somebody
produce
stumbles
all
into
the
it.
spores. Yeah, yeah. So it was basically a different spin on the zombie story, but the fact that it was fungal spores was a core component of the lore. And so to see spores will not exist in The Last of Us HBO, that literally just makes it a normal zombie story.
Yep, they've demystified the zombies, because like any good zombie setting, like Dead Space or like The Last of Us, when it comes to the fungal spores, what that does is it helps drive it apart than your just basic bitches green zombie, it bites your brains or whatever. Like, that's boring. That's old. You gotta do something new and fresh with your zombies.
I don't know if I'd really consider that all that new and fucking fresh, but if you say so.
What, you don't like stinky mushrooms, you little shit? He's like, "Oh."
Yeah, in terms of gameplay, it wasn't that different aside from like the breath mechanic in some of the levels. But in terms of the lore, it did make it feel fresh for 2012 or whatever it was.
Yep.
Remember, in
These are some
2012,
very specific spores. I guess they're not absorbed through the eyes. Or
They
the
had to keep it
nose or-
fresh, because by 2012,
well,
that was the
they wear
end.
masks, yeah.
Yep, but 2012 was also the end of the zombie craze, because Left 4 Dead
Yeah,
2
good.
and all the zombie games started to fall out of circulation.
And Walking Dead kind of had its major impact back then. I mean, in World of Warcraft, like Wrath of the Lich King was wrapping up, so
Yep.
like the zombie thing had come and gone, and this was like the tail end of it. And so they said we have to make if we're gonna do a zombie story, you have to do something different. So they did spores rather than like a virus.
Which was definitely refreshing at the period, by the way. Because in context, when you played this game, it was like, oh, finally, something different. Instead of, they're just zombies. Because they're just zombies for almost everything for a while there.
They're just zombies, but now they're mushrooms.
They're mushroom people.
Your standards are so low, Kyle. Fucking console peasants. But
Aren't you
okay,
missing-
I understand that. But what impact does this have on the TV show storyline?
Well, it means they're not going to wear any gas masks. They're going to there's never going to be any sense of tension. Because the thing is, when you go into a building in this setting and it's dark, that's bad and it's really creepy because there could be spores in there. And there's always the risk of having to wear the gas mask, making sure your gas mask didn't get cracked. Because if it got cracked, you were going to get infected and you were basically dead.
Yeah. Also, here, I'll have to spoil this as well then. So spoilers, chat, just in case you care. Spoilers for you, Arch, in case you care. So plug your ears, Arch, if you don't mind. So the spoiler is Ellie turns out to be immune to the spores. So there's actually
That's
a lot
not
of
spoiler. That's like common knowledge at this point.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
It's been like 8
Well,
years
there-
now,
I know
or
that.
10 years
Okay,
now.
fine. But there's a lot of like moments of tension where Ellie's going around without a mask and she doesn't have to conserve her oxygen, and other characters are like losing their shit at her because she runs through spore areas no problem. And there's a scene where like one girl's like taking off her mask to give it to her and she's like, I don't need it, don't worry, and like that was the secret. Like and she has to keep, for like the first half of the game she has to keep it a secret for story reasons. So there was actually a fair amount of spore related drama in the storyline that's just not going to be present anymore.
Yep.
So the problem there is, I'm presuming she is the main character because of her immunity.
Well, she's actually not
Well,
the
no,
main
Joel's
character.
the
She's
main
your
character.
companion.
She's like the secondary character.
Joel dies. He's not the main
Yes,
character.
but
He di-
in
in
the Last of Us
first
story,
game,
yeah.
he's the main
That
character.
doesn't matter. Ellie is the main character
Ellie
because
is
she's
supporting.
immune.
Well,
no,
in the
she's not the
first
main
game, she's more
character.
of a MacGuffin actually because she's immune.
Yeah, no, she's not only
But
MacGuffin, but
she's a primary plot point because she's immune. But
Yes.
now that the spores no longer exist, what is she immune to?
I guess
getting
zombie
bit by-
bites.
I guess, I don't know.
Like, that's really hard to know then. So it's like, she gets bitten and they're like, oh, I'm gonna have to shoot. She's like, wait, I'm not gonna, darn, don't shoot me, I'm totally immune. And then just shoots her anyway. Like, there's no proof
Because that
of
makes
it.
her superpower not a superpower anymore. It just makes it dumb. But I'll tell you why they decided to not do this. It's because gas masks. And Pablo
hides their
Schreiber
faces.
there needs to have his face seen.
Yep, I guarantee the actors, like, if
Are
we
you
wear
sure
the-
about that?
They did that for Halo TV show. Like, I can't wear the mask, it obscures my face. Who's gonna know that I was in the movie? Oh,
I don't
that's
agree with this point actually. I don't agree because he was the Mandalorian and you only saw his
And he
like
took
you
his
saw him
helmet
one-
off.
He took his helmet
Yeah,
off.
but only for one scene. Like the whole show, he had it on.
When you take your helmet off, you demystify the character. That's why Dread 3D, I hate that name, is such an important
Carl
movie.
Urban never took his helmet off.
He never took
see
his
the thing,
helmet
okay.
off. Yeah,
Pedro Pascal, right? I actually quite like him because he was in Narcos back in the day.
That's
but
true.
he's a very recent big name actor in large parts because of The Mandalorian and in large parts because he took his helmet off. And I don't even mind the scene where he takes his helmet off because it was rationalized well enough within the story to the point where I just shrug, you know? But it is absolutely, in a character-driven story like this, it is classical that you don't want anything obscuring the characters' faces. Because in a video game, you can do whatever you want. You can zoom in, you can make the mask transparent if you need to. There's many tricks you can do that you can't easily do in movies. Plus, whenever an actor starts getting famous, their ego starts to inflate.
that's true. With fame, always comes. That goes for anything. Yeah.
Because that was with the thing with Pablo Schreiber when he was filming the Pablo Schreiber the TV show.
God damn
Helmet
it.
came off the first fucking episode, and I called it because he was never gonna have that key.
And
That
not
thing
only did it come up, but like at every opportunity he could, he's like taking off his helmet. Like he gets off a spaceship, takes off his helmet, throws his helmet away. He's like, "Get out of here, helmet." His
it
hatred
turned
for the
him taking off his helmet into a scene staple.
It's like, oh, here's the takeoff helmet scene. As soon as he comes on scene, comes onto the set. And the reason why they recorded it with him with the helmet on, it's like, look, it's not false advertising. He's wearing his helmet for like 5 seconds. if you're lucky.
Additionally, like these masks, are they gas masks or masks?
They're like gas masks. You could see a
they're
good
gas
portion
masks,
of their face. A good
Okay.
portion of them.
Because otherwise, I might think that it might have something to do with le COVID.
Yeah, it covers their whole face, their eyes, their nose. It's like a full-on gas mask. Yeah.
Because masks are cringe and they don't work. And I can say that now because the fucking government has said that now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay, so the masks are coming off. Now, the next big point here, which is the...
Just wait, Arch.
By the way, shut up. Shut up.
No, I got more information about the mask. I got more information.
Hold on, Barch. Patience, just a second.
Here,
Patience is now my
Here.
virtual.
grab this
persona.
link, Kibbs.
I know it's borderline
see.
your vice.
This is
With
this is
your
where
name on you.
this is where they apparently talk about why they removed the mask. Let's see. Okay. For instance, little things like the spores. In the game, there are these where you encounter spores and you need to put a gas mask on. In the world that we're creating, if you put spores in the air, it would be pretty clear that they would spread around everywhere and everyone would have to wear a mask all the time. And probably everybody would be completely infected by that point. So we challenge ourselves to come up with an interesting new way for the fungus to spread. But mostly I think we just connected with the soul and spirit of the game.
You didn't. Liar.
That's like a non-answer. That's bullshit.
That is bullshit. And also, the spores, like everyone would be infected by that point, that's also bullshit. They don't even read the story. That's how much these people don't give a shit. Because the spores don't go out into the day and into the sun, because the UV rays cook them off.
Yes. That's why the spores are only underground. when
That's
you
why
go
they're
like, a
only in
building or
the
something.
buildings, and that's why whenever you go in a
Yep.
building, it's scary, not only because the power's out and it's dark and there's clickers and shit in there, but there's also fucking spores in there.
Well, allow me to deliver the 1-2 punch to explain that then with this tweet.
I would advise not to play the game, but I just watched some of the gameplay, though secretly. Smiley face.
So there's the explanation. So, okay, every time they do something like this with their own pseudo-retard thing, they're like, well, the spores wouldn't travel very far. I'm a very big smarty pants. And then there's an explanation. It's because they didn't. Because they don't fucking care. It's just like Pablo Schreiber, right? Pablo was like, okay, I'm going to play Halo because I'm not going to know my role. I don't know why he's British now, but he is.
He couldn't even get past he couldn't even beat it.
No, he tried to play Halo 1 on easy, got his ass kicked, and gave
fucking
up.
how?
Like-
No, you learn. If you want to play fucking Master Chef, you need to literally beat it. I don't want any fucking excuses. Same goes for this actress. She wants to play this character. That's awesome. More power to you. But play the game. And if you can't play and respect the game, then you're not worthy of playing the character. Get out.
Okay, so Kibbs, do you recall the Ellen Page controversy back in 2011 about Last of Us? Kibbs, do you recall?
Kyle doesn't know anything.
Sorry,
about
I was fucking a little bit salty. Can you say that again? I was just fucking autisming out.
Okay. 2011, I think it was like a year before the game came out.
Yeah.
There was a controversy regarding Ellen Page and The Last of Us.
I remember hearing about it, but what happened?
Okay, so you know the David Cage game Beyond Two Souls, and it had Ellen Page as one of the lead. one of the lead roles.
Motherfucking David Cage, another Hollywood reject. Ugh.
Yes. By the way, this is before the transition to Elliot, so we can say Ellen. And it's a past tense thing. Okay.
Ellen
yeah.
Page.
So Ellen Page was the lead role in Beyond Two Souls, and that was also another big PlayStation 3 title that Sony was really pushing. Was the latest David Cage game.
Yep.
And it was announced at the same E3 that Last of Us was announced at. And Ellie looked identical to Ellen Page. Now, they claim that it was just a fluke, that they just made a girl who looks a lot like Ellen Page.
Coincidental? But it
Coincidental.
wasn't. It wasn't,
But-
was it?
Well, it was close enough that Ellen Page had to file some sort of court injunction or something against Naughty Dog to get them to change how Ellie looked.
Huh.
Because it was identical to Ellen. Maybe I can find you a picture of this or something. Okay, hold on. But
Yeah,
basically,
try.
back then, people were saying, "Hey, why don't you just have Ellen Page do the role?" And they didn't. But why didn't you just get Ellen Page for the role? Because Ellen Page, it literally looks like Ellie. So to have this woman 10 years later be Ellie, it's not a very good Ellie. Doesn't look anything like her, you know?
It looks nothing like her. Just like they even got the wrong race for fucking Joel. Like Joel's like a fucking wasn't Joel just
Joel's Spaniards now.
He also does not have the face for a Joel. Like I'm sorry. Like you don't look like the characters. And you know what? If you're gonna do a TV show set in a universe, make it like a side story. Oh wow.
Here it is. So that's the first trailer model of Ellie.
Actually,
And
that's
Ellen
the one
Page
they
said-
kept. They look the
Oh, is it?
same.
Oh
You know,
shit, is it?
I played that game. That's what she looks like in that game. I swear to God.
Oh, I think there's one that looks like even more like her then, because I remember this being a big controversy. Hold on.
Yeah, those
Yep.
are spitting images. Like they look exactly the same.
Here's an it was E3 2013. Here it is.
You know why? It's because they're modeled off the same people. I bet. I bet when they modeled her character, they were modeling it directly off of her.
Yep. So this is a 2013 article. Ellen Page and Happy Naughty Dog ripped off her likeness in The Last of Us. And there was threat of legal action thrown around, and they had to change the model. But this was a thing back in 2013, and it's like shit. You should have done the show 10 years earlier, and you should have done it with Ellen Page before she transitioned.
Now it has to be Tom Page.
She transitioned.
Yeah, she's Elliot Page now.
Womp, womp,
Wait, did you not know this? Hold on.
No, don't tell me. No, I don't want to see.
I'm gonna send you the picture of Elliot Page.
No, I
Here you go,
don't want to
kids.
know.
Elliot Page for Superman, by the way, just to bury that franchise once and for fucking all.
Oh wow,
Yep.
played by a trans.
So, Kibbs, pull up that Gamer Revolution 2013 article real quick, and then compare the picture of it to the picture I'm going to show you right now.
Oh my-
Okay?
Yeah. I got the picture.
Yeah.
Gibbs.
All right. Here you go.
That's
Here's Elliot Page
awful.
now.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrifying. The most terrifying thing is the fucking jawline, followed by the goddamn chest scars.
Now, of course,
pretty
Elliot
bad.
Page is an adult who can do whatever they want. It's their business, not mine. I don't
Yep.
care.
But we
But-
can still criticize them, such as the nature of
But-
the internet.
I do feel like
They
this
downgraded.
that God,
They did.
there's a billion things I could feel about this. But in terms of this topic, they should have done this show 10 years ago, and they should have done it with Ellen Page, in my opinion. But they didn't. So we're stuck with this nonsense instead.
Oh, that's on my
And it's
computer
going
now.
to be a little sad. Also,
Get that
just to
out of
hammer
here.
home the fact that this is just going to be a show. It's not. This is going to have the same problem as fantasy. It's just going to be a show. They've got the same studio that has done every single movie and TV show intro for the last 10 years to do the intro.
We're gonna do a name with some cool eyes. Do 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 do. Oh, wrong track. Get the different track. Fucking criminy.
You forgot the crickets. But yes.
It'll
It'll probably suck. I hope it'll suck. I don't like console things to be good.
Well, here's the thing.
But
I
you
want
like
it to
console
suck.
things. But
I
yeah.
want it to suck so that we don't see the second game turn to season 2. Because Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. No, hold on. Think about... No, you're not thinking right, Dab. We're content creators. We're the parasites of the world, okay? We need them to make this so that we can milk it for content. Big thinkies.
You really want to watch this piece of shit show?
No, I don't want to watch it, but from a business standpoint, it's the smart move. And you know I'm
So-
right.
I do. Does that mean that we're doing a watch party of it? Are we doing the same videos that we did with
Fuck
Rings of
yeah,
Power?
boy.
Maybe, Dev. You're going to have to watch Witcher Blood Origins by yourself first.
Yeah, I did it for Arch, by the way. I
By
did it for him.
myself?
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
When does the show come out anyway?
It's already out.
It's a rite of passage now.
I watched it
No,
already.
Last of Us. When does Last of Us come out?
I don't know. Go
15th
figure it
or
out.
something, I think.
It's your job. Figure it out quick now.
Is it? Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Double check. Arch is probably lying because he's blonde.
The Last of Us show. Let's see.
First
First episode is January 15th.
Oh no!
That is Sunday. Sunday night.
Sunday night it is. Oh, fucking boy.
Dev should watch Witcher Blood Origin. Just
You
to
should.
put it
I
in the
probably
correct mood.
will. I probably will.
It's so
Okay, actually,
incredibly
speaking of that,
amazing.
So for those of you who missed me and Kibbs and Arch and Lilith watching the first season of The Rings of Power, I'm re-uploading over the course of my week absence. Those episodes in an uncensored format are being uploaded to my channel. So if you want to know, I guess, what we'll be doing for The Last of Us show, dear God, you can go see the format with The Rings of Power Season 1 right now. It's on my channel. We had a good time, kind of.
Well, sort of, yeah. I mean, thing is, watching bad shows is fun in its own right. Like, I watched that Witcher show that Bard suffered through by himself, and I watched it with the company of my little Bucketfish followers, and so we watched it, and it was actually fun, not because of the show being a good show, but because we kept making fun of it the whole way through.
Is the whole Blood Origin show out? Do they just dump all the episodes? Or
Yeah.
Is it done?
All 4 episodes. It's a mini
There's only
series.
4?
Yep,
It's a little mini series of awfulness.
each are about an hour long or so, approximately. So about 4 hours ish, ballpark-ish.
Oh god. All right. I guess I'll check it out.
It's pretty bad. You've been
Man,
warned.
okay, so Naomi and I sat down to watch the Halo show because she was a Halo kid
Oh
growing up.
no, that's terrible.
And we got 1 episode in and she's like, I can't fucking watch this.
Yep.
I can't. I have to be done. I can't. And she just left.
Yep. The same thing happened to my dad because I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm going to watch that Halo show. He's like, oh, is it actually going to be good? I'm like, oh, yeah. And then he watched an episode. He's like, I don't like it.
Here, I'll be
Good.
right back, guys. BRB.
He's a
He
Halo fan
deserved
too.
that.
My dad did not deserve that. He loves Halo. Good to see him.
Yeah.
He finally got to
That's
get
why he
caught
did
up.
deserve it.
He hasn't played like the new games or anything, so he doesn't know how bad it really is.
It's
But
good to put people out of their misery.
He got a surprise though. I mean, that was one hell of a surprise. It's really fucking awful. Oh man, Halo. God.
Ah, Blow Schreiber snores.
The only thing worth getting is the MCC because it has the workshop now. They added the workshop and you can have modded campaigns. And that's the only Halo thing I'm ever going to buy again because fuck, Halo Infinite was terrible. And I can't believe so many people attacked me for criticizing it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is terrible.
You
Like,
deserved that, Kyle. Your opinions are bad.
343 needs time. And then like months go by, like 343 needs time. Years go by. You're like, okay, maybe it's bad. Maybe. It was bad all along.
All I can hear now is the Game of Thrones intro, but with Pablo Schreiber and just being repeated continuously.
Pablo Schreiber, Pablo Schreiber, Pablo Schreiber. Oh man, I remember when I went to the Renaissance Festival, like before the coup hit, and there was an entire band playing the fucking theme there for Game of Thrones. So I was like, wow, that was
weird, wasn't it? You should have thrown stuff at them.
I mean, I go to the Renaissance Festival to normally get my turkey leg.
Your turkey leg.
Yeah, big meaty turkey leg. So delicious.
Your turkey leg. You have a turkey leg there. You've stored it there for how many years?
So good. They got great jerky there. Oh my gosh. I haven't gone since the apocalypse.
You're a weirdo. Outrage Dia says, Dev, why are you so adamant about the Trumpists and DeSantis schisming, despite DeSantis saying he's still not going to run in 2024? Seems people are trying to create a split that is not there. I shall ask Dev that when he comes back, because Dev probably has a terrible reason.
I'm gonna grab a drink from the fridge.
We might as well move on. Chuck the Stick Dude says, did you watch Chrome Lords from 1988? Dark sci-fi, good movie. Apparently, it was... ... No, I did not watch that. Sadly, Mark DeShame says, Tex of Black Panther Legion was hacked, now Tesla Live. I did hear that, yes. He is in contact with YouTube, so now it is just playing the waiting game. Tom Seponen says, if GW manages to make Warhammer Old World tabletop again, would that bring you back to play tabletop like the good old days? I don't think they're going to bring it back. I think they're going to bring back a bastardized version. A very bastardized version of high fantasy stupidity.
Yep, I agree with that. It's kind of hard to
Stephen
predict
Knizak says, Gibbs, you should have told Text to not buy the Tesla Cybertruck. Now he's locked out. Yes, Kyle. You
Well,
fucking...
I take it was a Tesla ad. Well, hopefully he gets his account back pronto, because I don't know if he's making his living off of YouTube. But at least he's got I think his Patreon's doing pretty well, so I think he'll be able to hang on for a week.
Latimus Fowl says, Dev, did the Twitter files show the FBI actively took measures to suppress the Biden laptop? God damn it, Dev. Come here. Come here.
Deb!
Come here. Actually, I'll walk away too then.
It's my turn. All right, chat. So we're going to talk about things that you don't have interest in. Have you ever... Oh, wait, I'm on Twitter? Why the fuck am I on Twitter? Oh, I finally got rid of that stupid MLP avatar. Yep, we're finally done with that. Thank fuck. No longer will I have to meet random people and be like, so listen, I was paid money to wear this. I'm not actually a brony. You need to believe me. And they're like, sure. It's like, no, you gotta believe me. Oh, man, that really does fucking suck. I can't read the supers for Barch. That would be weird and wrong. Yes, I hope Black Pants Legion gets his channel back. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah. By the way, Kibbs,
Well,
Taftage didn't believe you at all when you said you weren't a brony.
Well, that's clearly fucking... Alright, well, Taftage is going onto my list of people that will pay when I make it big with my video game. Mark my words, I will have my revenge.
So Arch asked me a couple of supers while I was in the washroom, so I guess I can answer them right now. One of them was about the Trump-DeSantis split. Well, like, I'm not trying to push a split. Basically, I think DeSantis is more electable than
Dev.
Trump.
Who are you talking to?
Whoever asked that question to me on Super Chat.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to Barch. I was like, Barch is gone.
No. So I was asked a question on Super Chat. So basically, the TLDR is Trump is probably going to run and win the nomination in 2024. He is going to lose. That will be the end of Trump. And then in 2028, it will probably be DeSantis. That's how it currently looks. Basically, if the Republicans stick with Trump, it's going to be a losing strategy for them. That's my opinion. There it is.
Answer that question.
That's the answer.
Now that
Back.
That's the answer to the question.
No, Dev, sit.
Septimus says, Dev, did the Twitter files show the FBI actively took measures to suppress the Biden laptop story?
Actively took measures. What do
Yes.
you mean by that specifically?
Why are you asking me?
I don't fucking know, because Artemis is a retard sometimes. I don't fucking know what he
Firstly,
means.
we changed his name to Buckamus now.
Like,
We have
for
to switch it.
example, did they mention Hunter Biden in relations to hacking incidents?
Yes, they did.
There goes
But
Lemus.
here-
You've defeated him.
Hold on. Here's the
Hold
thing.
on, Dev. I can hear. Do you notice the fucking little bit of like Dev's rage leaked there a little bit? You're losing your
Well, no,
composure.
I want to explain something
No,
here.
you're losing your composure, Dev. It's over, Dev. You're angry.
You lost Dev.
No. So, what I think probably happened is that I'm not sure. Oh, no. Okay, so here. If the FBI didn't know that the laptop story was legit, they thought it was like a false flag planted by some Russian agent. They just like, hey, let's drop off a laptop that looks like Hunter Biden's. Because, as we know, the Russians have no problem doing that sort of thing. That's why, as you said earlier in the stream, they pumped a shit ton of money into like Greenpeace nonsense in the EU, right? So the Russians are completely fine with running these sorts of stupid psyops. So it's entirely possible that the laptop was... We didn't know this. Now we know that it's real. But back then, it was reasonable to think, is it possible that the Russians just made this shit up to fuck with Biden? Yeah, it was definitely possible. So maybe that's the case. And so, if the FBI thought that the laptop might not have been real, it's completely reasonable for them to go to Twitter and any other company and be like, hey, listen, guys, there might be some fake shit coming. You got to look out for that. Completely reasonable thing to say. It doesn't need to be all collusion and evil. It could just simply be incompetence.
Or Dev, you could be equivocating, or as we call it, equivocation.
Fuck off, Gibbs. I saw that image coming a while.
Just keep that banner ready, Cart, and bring it up next time.
Okay, I'll just keep it. I'll keep it on the right monitor there. I got it ready to rock and roll.
As Outraged Deer also says, Dev, why are you so adamant about the Trumpists and the dissentists are schisming despite a
I answered that one already.
Dickhole.
Yep.
Cuckold.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
Cuckold.
He is a bit of that. Yeah, he's Canadian after all.
So
Very well.
Jafar the Blade for $2 asks me, was it 250,000 or 6 million, Dev? So Arch, what answer am I allowed to give?
Well, at the rate at which the coal was burning. Oh god, the JQ. Okay, so my position here is somewhere in the middle. Like I'm a centrist. I'm a centrist. Okay.
You're a centrist.
Okay.
I'm a fucking centrist. Okay. Because I'm old enough to remember when the number was 4 million. So I'm just like, okay.
I don't remember that. When was the number for 4 million?
For a while here in Norway, the official number was 4 million, and then they changed it. And I remember it went from one textbook to another. It's like, wow, 2 million Jews died last year. That's fucking creepy.
Like they just sort of like joined.
I always recall 6 million being the number back when we learned about the Holocaust first.
That's because Devin.
There is also a lot of the circumstantial stuff around it as well. Like the precise numbers we will never know, I think, is the correct answer.
Gonna be hard to figure it out now.
Yes, difficult.
Okay, everyone's doing it now. Everyone's giving the super chats. The entire chat was raging over my answer.
Yep.
Arch, this is making you money off of their impotent rage.
They're impotent.
Well, it's not impotent.
rage.
They have the ability to throw things at you now.
But it's costing them money, and that's okay.
No, it's potent rage, Dev.
It's
there's
succeeding.
no potency here.
I think what
There's
you're doing,
definitely some
Dev, is
potency
you're what we call coping and seething.
Yes.
Here, you dropped your dilator.
Mark Shame says, my half hob orc, half black elf is being subject to microaggressions by having to dodge check. I should be able to pass any and all my checks automatically, as that would be inclusive. One D&D is quite the clusterfuck, but I'm sure Dev is too foolish. Know anything about that?
Nope. I don't know a single thing about it. Sorry.
Figured. Carl's too much of a fucking normie too. And a
What?
woman.
You're
Women don't play
normie compared to me. I don't know about Dev though.
D&D. Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, Greg. Like that is such a Canadian name, Dev. I swear to God, if he just doxed you, your name
I'm
is
calling
Greg.
you Greg now, not him.
No, he's Greg
He's
now.
Dev. You're Greg.
Nope, he's Greg.
See,
I'm not a
Greg
Greg.
doesn't get to call anyone a normie after being like, Superman gets his power from magic.
Listen. Shut up. Nerd. Nobody
The
cares about
Dastardly Dutchman says, I
Superman.
see Dev is here to promote some more dog loving.
He is.
Filthy bastard.
Dog Pill 2 coming to a theater near you.
And some communism, mind you.
Yep.
Let me check. Oh wow, I'm surprised our super secret conspiracy chat isn't just 5 pages of Sargon right now going like, hey, Dev, you should buy
Sargon
fucking
reading?
communist.
Sargon's Rees.
Lucifer the Doberman says, oh god. Is it okay to be wrong, Dev? It's okay to be wrong, Dev. We still love you. So you still have some loyal fans, even if you are a communist.
Mm-hmm.
That makes Lucifer Doberman a communist too. Gang up on him, chat.
Disgusting.
So the Lich says, the horror isn't about Barch liking the J brand of NTR. It's that Amazon, Netflix, and Disney keep producing it, and it's not even good. Well, the thing is, I don't think they're producing NTR, because I could have fun if that. Like, if we had a scene where... Okay, picture this, okay? Picture this. You've got, what's his name? The Witcher. Can't help.
Geralt.
George. Yes. So picture a scene where you have George of Rivia being cucked by, since Dev is here, a large Doberman.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
That would be funny.
Tris Marigold's just, really getting
Yeah,
nodded.
like by a Great Dane. The bed is vibrating, just like dump, 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 dump. Full on, okay?
You can absolutely find that on the internet.
Thank you, Dev.
I'm not thirsty anymore. I was going to take a sip, but now we're just going to put that away.
Like
That's
it's
gross.
it's missionary and everything. Okay, we're violating the laws.
Oh, missionary.
Of
That's
normal...
pretty. At least that's very Catholic.
Yes, very Catholic, and it's so that she can look up at Geralt of Rivia as he stands there. She's like, "Why?
What?
Again,
This is oddly
at
the
least-
script.
At least that would be funny." But what they did to The Witcher Blood Origin wasn't funny. It was just cruel.
It was just kind of cringe. I mean, to be fair, like the Witcher writer is woke as sin, so this is kind of like a bet of his own making. He's getting fucked in it right now.
Yes, but at least before Geralt was getting cucked by a Great Dane, Henry Cavill just rolled out of that position, just right out of the skin of Geralt, and just walked out the door like, "Nope."
Oh fuck!
No, thank
that's
you.
That's a fucking shit show. That
Getting
story.
out ahead.
Jesus.
Like he sees the paw marks on her butt and he just leaves like
Oh
a
my-
man.
Man, there's one guy in the chat who says Dev fondles troons, and it's like, yes.
Dev,
And he holds a goal, buddy. I'm not gonna say no to that.
no, Dev, you do not know. Dev, you only have missionary sex with a Catholic woman.
With a,
After
no, Kyle, with an identifying woman.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No.
She's Jewish, actually.
Well, you can't
Oh,
wait.
that's why there's only missionary, I guess.
Yep.
John McCanna says, a member of my family is going in for cancer treatment. Please pray for the irradiation colon. Also, I filled the hole I dug last week. Well, I hope everything works out for your family member there.
Yep.
Cancer is a bitch, but everyone gets it. Seemingly. Popatsot says, I'm late, but curious to see Dev here. The man goes on a vacation from YouTube to stream with others on YouTube. Mixed message. I keep trying to get out, but they keep pulling me back in. Lol. No, it's more like an abused spousal relationship.
No, that's not what it is at all. I am taking my week off, but I've like in terms of any actual like traveling or going out, I've done that. I've come back. I'm here. I'm
Across
back.
the
I'm back.
street.
I'm back at my house. I'm just not going to be streaming or making videos for the week. I'm going to be doing IRL things, okay? Which means, though, that I can come on this channel and talk. I might go over to Not So Erudite's channel at some point during the week and talk to her, too. You know?
If that's
I'll
the
have a
case,
bit of
what
extra
about
time.
what about my channel? Gonna finally come over and say hi?
Isn't this your channel, Kibbs?
This is a
I'm-
quote unquote our
I mean,
channel.
Kibbs, you're running the show here, right? Doesn't this count?
Look at that. He never visits me on my channel, Arch. This is just unfair.
Well, hold on. Well, is my avatar made yet? Is the coding done? Is it all good to go?
And it's soon TM.
Well, there we go, Kibbs.
It's
Soon
on.
TM.
It will be done before you know it.
And
but
thus Kyle swept his own feet
I'd like
from
to point
beneath him
out-
with one mighty motion.
I've not swept my own feet. I've not taken any sort of L's. That's still firmly up Dev right now, and it's stuck in there. Because I will point out that Dev, his goalpost moved.
What?
Yep, he
Okay.
did say that he would come on the channel more. That's true, you did say that. And that was before I said I was even going to give you an avatar. This is what
Well,
you
hold
get.
on, hold on. Yeah.
This
Independent
is-
of the avatar thing, we said that we would co-stream Barotrauma together. So I'd stream it and you'd stream it and we'd play together.
Yeah, January.
Wow.
Now it's
Yeah.
January.
We're
When are we
triple
doing it?
co-stream
What-
that. Kyle's gonna have an audience of 2 people.
When do we actually? I think you actually get more viewers on your gaming stuff than I do now.
That's because I am
So-
the gaming channel. That's all I do.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, like,
my
I-
main beef.
You know, like I might get numbers similar to what's going on here for some of my politics stuff, but like whenever I stream
Yep.
games, I get like 50. I get like 50 people. You know,
It's like
not
your
that many.
bread and butter, right? Like if I did politics
Yeah.
on my channel, I'd get fucking crickets.
I don't know. I don't know, Kibbs, because of your association with Arch. Maybe you'd actually like blow up.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing
and because
is,
of how fucking utterly retarded you are, you would draw a pretty big audience of ex-Metacar fans.
true. Kibiker is the new.
Kibbeker. well, Kibbs, when do you
God,
want
I
to
need
start
to-
up the Barotrauma show? What do you want to do? What's the
Well,
plan?
what's a good day for you? Because Arch and I will work it into our schedules. Mondays and
Arch,
Fridays.
you
we
joining
get-
us for this too?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna be like, hey Arch, fuck you, I'm not gonna invite you. Oh, fucking retarded. What? No, of course I didn't bring him to Barotrauma. It'd be weird to not have him there.
Well,
Yeah.
Um, after my week off is over, we can do pretty much any time.
Okay.
So
then
just
we'll
choose
do
your
it,
time and day, and we'll. Who else in the bickering bunch is joining us? Are you gonna get Fairman? Are you gonna get
Bear will be
Fuzzy?
there. Disco might be there. Artemis will be there.
Hold on, Artemis on my channel. I don't know if we can do that.
Oh my God, you're scared of him now. Oh, like literally a few days ago, he's like, "Oh, Artemis, come on, Artemis," and then brought Artemis on. He's like, "No, Artemis made me look stupid."
That's not what happened. But Artemis is get my channel taken down. So no.
He's just
Next game.
look at him. He's just delicate. He's not gonna do nothing. I've got him on
Kibbs,
a tight leash.
Kibbs. If Artemis is on the channel, he can't super chat us.
He does that anyways.
Does he?
Yeah. He's already doing that in more ways than one.
Dev,
So he can
do
be
you
on
not
there.
know the deep lore?
What's the deep lore?
Artemis is currently having a poll going on Kyle's super chats that will have him wear programmer socks and travel to England to find Sargon.
Oh, really? How much money is that going to cost him?
100K. And surprisingly, they're actually making the goal at a slightly slower than normal schedule. Then Artemis said dropped the bomb that he's like, "Don't worry, I'll help it." And it's like, oh boy. Listen, it
Oh,
was a good
Jesus.
deal though, because out of that, that's 2 guaranteeable years of proper game development time. Which is
Damn.
He's also playing Necopara because Kyle's a pedophile.
no.
That makes sense.
I set a
Everyone
goal.
just nods their heads. So,
Listen, in order to fund
He's
those
also playing the Necopara with the boys in it, in case you were wondering. He doesn't discriminate based on gender.
Listen.
Oh, it's got all
So
the cat
long
boys
as they're
instead?
young.
Listen to me. Whatever it takes to keep the studio's lights on, okay? We gotta make sacrifices. This is not
There's
what
I-
Kyle on Epstein's Island, like whatever it takes.
Whoa,
Kibbs,
no, wait.
Kibbs, it's time to transition. 100K.
There's the clear Kibbian rule of as whatever it takes, so long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, but Kyle, the Nekos are in pain. The Nekos are Kyle. The Nekos are too fucking stupid to know what's happening to them.
You have no idea how much I don't want to play that game.
See, I am a huge fan of fucking visual novels. Okay, I've read a bunch, and Necopara, like cute little cat girls. I tried to read that, and I was like, the show's like, oh yeah, she's like 4. I'm like, this makes me feel weird. Like, yeah, she's also retarded and needs a license to go outside. Okay, now I really feel weird. It's like, would you like to have sex with her now? No.
No, definitely no.
Necopara's a weird video game.
It's okay. We'll be playing the non-H version. Thank fuck, because that game creeps me out.
It's
No.
like it was the
just stream it on
first time
Pornhub.
I was playing a game and I was actually feeling a bit fucking uncomfortable. It's like this is wrong.
Ugh. It's gonna be cringe and terrible, but I played worse games. I can't imagine Necopara is worse than Fire Warrior or The Last of Us Part 2.
Coconuts is the only good girl in that show, by the way, because at least she looks like an adult.
Yeah, but they're not,
Oh, God.
though.
Man, back in the day, this is an unreleased episode. Back before I was streaming the gaming stuff, it was all pre-recorded. We did an episode of Rayplay,
Well, there you go.
and my God,
That was a big controversy back in the day.
It was. And Jesus, that fucking game.
Like, the worst part is, it's not even particularly graphical or anything. Like it's like,
pretty graphic art. It's pretty graphic.
no, but it's like one of those fucking what are they called? Like the koikatsu ones. The fuck, God help me. What are they called?
It's the games you can like pose the girls and like repeating animations, and you can choose which animation it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Koikatsu Party or something. Like, it's just a 3D model that you have sex with. And it's on a train. It's like,
But there's more than a train. There's also their house, and there's a park.
yeah, like it's a 3D model.
Well, keep in mind, like, Jesus, didn't this game come out like 2001? Hold on.
Oh yeah, no, it was spicy for the
It's
time,
old.
I guess.
Yeah. 2006.
Spicy for the time.
Spicy for the time. I know people like once it went viral on the internet, people were like losing their fucking minds over it.
I remember there was an article in a PC Gamer magazine I subscribed to back then, an actual magazine, that played it and then basically had a long-form discussion of whether or not it should be allowed. And to their credit, came down on the it should be allowed side. Because, like, okay, nobody's getting hurt here, it's a video game, they're 3D models, blah, blah, blah. Like, fair enough.
Yep.
But it was a big deal. Lord of the Possum says, if YouTube doesn't control the truth, then who will? I will.
Oh. Oh, so I do have to take off in about 15 minutes. We're coming down to the end of the line for poor Dev.
That's okay. We'll never forgive you. Ever.
I'm used to it.
I'm used.
Let me actually see here then. Alex Hoffman says, hi Dev, Arch and the Weird Cat Monster. It's nice you keep that thing around, but pity should have its limit, Arch. Love all you guys stuff. Arch, when Dominion's video coming out? Later.
The Dominions videos are going to take a while, but we are streaming it now on Mondays and Fridays on my channel. We just did the Friday stream.
Wrong. Coming out later in some videos. Those are streams.
Those are. But Arch is going to do this super cool edited series of how the battles play out with these awesome art pieces. So you should... Oh, it's going to look great. Can't wait to see it. We're doing a campaign, and it's so glorious. I think we're going to win it.
I'm just going to Control F Dev and find any questions.
Control F.
There's a bunch of
Control
retarded
Z
ones
says-
in there for sure.
Dev, you fat man, you're supposed to be off on vacation. Well, shut up and take my money and don't give any to naughty Dev. Oh, don't worry. That was never the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Sujard says, socialist or communist governments are never legitimate, Dev. You're talking about two different things. Apples to oranges.
It's true, he did
Hold
do
on.
that.
Okay.
No, don't defend yourself.
God,
Just
okay.
take it.
Shut up. God, by legitimate,
Kyle,
what
the
I mean
banner.
is like, the government that is currently holding power. Like clearly, the Chinese government is legitimate and it sucks.
Are you
It is who is in power.
equivocating, Dev? That's a
No.
strange... What are
I'm
you...
not equivocating. Actually, hold on. This is not equivocation at all. I'm being very direct and clear here with what I'm saying. There's no back and forth. There's just one position.
He is moving, chat. The goalpost is sliding away.
This kind of follows on too. Sujard sent two other messages saying, no, the government should always require court order, as it's important to make sure that government's actions are always tracked and logged, which we did mention. Should agree with. And he says, Section 230 protects companies like Twitter and Google. They shouldn't be allowed the it's a private company nonsense as they have government protection. That's a good point too. Like, they should always tell the FBI to get stuffed. Let's see. Drag V say, hey Arch and Dev, have only been able to catch part of this stream. Hope you're doing okay. Also, please tell Kibbles he is Walmart. He is the Walmart version of Ananas.
Whatever. God damn it, Arjun. You picked up my problem with names.
I have.
You're gonna have so many issues. I just can't wait till you get a girlfriend. Then you can tell me how poorly that works out, by the way.
The whole senator says, wow, Dev, your vacation seems like it's going well. Listen, he went outside on the side of the street, looked out,
Oh,
and
God.
returned. Black917 says, quick and hail Ash Christ, the Lord and Savior, Breed Gibbs, and hi, Dev.
Hi.
Oh god, it's doing it in chat too. No, little thing, don't do it that way. Little Control F, please no, not like this. This is not how it was supposed to be. There. The Dastardly Dutchman says, I see Dev is here to promote some more dog loving. Oh god. Artemis Fowl says, Dev, the FBI had the laptop for over 6 months before the story came out, and the New York Post reached out to Hunter, and within 3 hours, the FBI had an emergency meeting with Twitter. FBI grooming op.
Mm-hmm. So,
The banner.
that's one. The second point is one thing that you and I went over, Arch, in detail, and I was like, Arch, do we even know like what was said in that meeting? And you had to admit, no, we didn't, right? So that is a very convenient coincidence, but we don't actually know what was happening in that meeting, so we can't say what that was. And you even admitted that, Arch, in private, so don't you dare say anything otherwise, or else I'll be very angry. I'll be devgry at you, okay?
Well, the only thing I admitted was that the overwhelming likelihood scenario is that it was about the Hunter Biden laptop, but we cannot prove that because we don't have the thing itself.
Yeah.
But that is like, I cannot prove that I am standing or sitting on my fat ass right now because of gravity, yet I am relatively convinced that it is not the force of the Titan Zeus pulling me down.
So the first point, Dev, the FBI had the laptop for over 6 months before the story came out. Listen, people on the right like to talk about the incompetence of the government and how slow they move, and red tape and bureaucracy and all this nonsense. Combine that with actually doing a serious in-depth investigation. I wouldn't be surprised if it took the FBI that long to even recognize whether or not what they had was a psyop or not.
Artemis Fowl continues to give me money by saying Dev is relying on the god of the gaps fallacy. Dev has found a new religion, it seems.
Artemis is also DMing me at the same time as this while he's throwing money at you. And Artemis and I have had the god of the gaps conversation before. And no, that analogy doesn't work here. That's retarded.
Kyle, could you real quickly learn how to Photoshop and make a Dev in a crack?
In a butt crack or something? What are we talking about? Barch!
I forget. You probably don't know what the... Never mind.
I mean, I know how
Don't
to
be
do
so
Photoshop.
truculent, Kyle.
Oh, using dead words again, you little slut.
Anyway, you know what? After my break, I will do my my Twitter files video, and I'll put together all my logic in a more coherent way, and it'll be put out there.
That's not what's going to happen, Dev. You're never going to make
Sure
this
it will.
video because you were wrong, and now you have to
What are you
accept
fucking
that.
talking about,
Oh,
Gibbs?
he's getting mad. Oh no, we stepped on him. And we...
Jafar the Blade says, when the FBI files are released like the KGB, I expect your groveling and apology tour, Mr. Good German. You're going to have to go to Jafar's house and go to Atari.
Listen, as long as there's super chats coming my way on this tour, I'll do it.
Real Horsenander says, so Dev, what I'm hearing is virtually overwhelmingly circumstantial evidence, but cannot prove it.
I wouldn't say
true, Dev.
overwhelming. I wouldn't say overwhelming, but there is absolutely a lot of circumstantial evidence pointing towards it possibly being the case, but you can't prove it. Yeah, that's what it is. And Arch, I think when you and I had our conversation, I even said that it's like your interpretation of events is not outside the realm of possibility, but we don't know if it's true or not.
I'd say
you have
it's
to-
on the
have to
same
admit
level of boat floats in water.
Yeah.
But it might
Hold on.
not float in water. Who knows?
Also, I like
Look
how
at when the
people-
Swedes made a battleship, for example, Vasa. It tipped and sunk.
Also, guys, you know that me. Okay, even if you disagree with what I'm saying, I'm not a fucking glowy. Come on, you can be smarter than that.
See, that's what a glowy would say.
That is what a glowy would say.
Yeah.
Guys, just come on, like let's start a random terrorist organization. No big deal. It's like
I'm
CIA, is
gathering
that you?
DMs from Dev. I'll have enough ammo eventually to bury him, I'm sure.
Listen, you already have me using slurs in private, so it's over. It's okay.
I have you using slurs in public, so it doesn't have the same fucking effect. Brendan Hoover says, Arch, thank you very much for babysitting Dev tonight. My wife and I had a very nice night out, and are on our way back home now. Thanks again. You have to be a crow. That's...
Read the Artemis one that just came in.
But it's not for you, theoretically. It's for Kyle, because he's a retard.
No, it's right here. God of the Gaps is a
Artemis Fowl
theological-
says, God of the Gaps is a theological perspective in which gaps in scientific knowledge are taken to be evidence or proof of God's existence. Dev is doing this, but with FBI isn't 100% guilty.
Not exactly.
Correct.
Not exactly. Whenever people talk about this sort
Ah.
of thing, they want some sort of political change. They want someone to pay. They want some kind of legal action done. And when we're talking about that, suddenly you have a legal standard. All right, and you don't get to some sort of legal resolution of this sort of thing on circumstantial evidence. All right, you need something more concrete. If you want somebody to be punished for what has happened, you need more than you have. Simple as that.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dev, I don't know. That was a lot of
I don't know
words.
either.
Nope,
this-
you're wrong.
I don't know if there was any commas in that sentence. Like it's just a string of words, going
Just
from
a string
topic
of
to topic,
equivocating noises is all I was really hearing there.
and unbroken sentences.
Like obfuscation and stuff. Like it was weird.
Yeah, it was strange. Ooh, get an obfuscation picture for me.
He also says, "What do you think the odds are?" Tell
also
us
with
what now, Dad,
Shakespeare?
now.
Sargon says, "No, I don't. It's called a witch hunt for a reason." I added the S there.
Wait, why are we engaging in witch hunts? We should not
Because
be.
there are witches.
No.
They are amongst us, Dev. They
The
glow,
battle.
and we must hunt them fucking down.
The best part about Dev and Sargon's interactions is the fact that they just constantly battle. It's kind of glorious. It's like the eternal war.
Nope. I am never going to be pro witch hunt. That's not me. Sorry.
Listen, just start fighting. That's good
And
content.
that's the problem. Dev will be oppressed, and then the oppressor will go like, "I'm sorry, I have to do this to you, Dev." Dev's like, "Well, I wouldn't want to witch hunt you."
What a witch hunt.
There's evidence in that
God.
case.
Kibbs, God damn it. Oh, I
Cops,
hate both of you.
stop.
Dev looks down at his stomach. There's a giant boot mark there imprinted in his little fat and goes like, "Well, it could be from a boot,
I mean, it's possible.
but it's upside down, so it's not clear."
Sargon then says, pro witch
Sargon
hunt.
says I'm pro witch because I won't engage in a witch hunt.
Yep.
True.
No,
You know-
no, Sargon. That is too much for me, my friend.
Think about it, Sargon. The reason why
Artemis
he's
Fowl
doing
says,
this is
"That's a
because
nice
he's trying to
statement,
hide
Dev.
it.
What AI program did you use to make it?"
Fair
That's
enough.
pretty good.
I like mine better, honestly. Did you hear mine, Dev?
I think I kind of did, yeah. Where was
Yes,
it?
I got that from Artemis. I quite enjoyed it.
There was one guy who wanted to bring Scrump up in a super chat. Do you want to go over that before I have to go, or should we let that one lie?
Trying to stir up drama on old poor Blondie's channel, you little shit.
Listen,
According to
he
Control F, there's no scrump. So if we don't,
Okay, all right. Well,
He's-
I guess it's gone. Listen. I just want to make sure that the comments get replied to. They paid money for them, even if they're retarded.
Well.
Dev Morrison says, "Dev questioning motivations does not disprove the fact of the issue. It doesn't matter the source of the info as long as the info is good." Hashtag sock fund. Oh, get up, Carl. $5 more.
Hey, doesn't count. It's not on my channel.
Well, no, because there is okay.
Mark up $2.50, Kyle.
Someone
Are you gonna
says
give me
bring Scrump
$2.50?
in. No, thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
you are. Fuck.
There's okay. Let me parse this in my head. Okay. So
If we hunt the witches, they win.
there's a completely reasonable like a line of events in which the FBI would go to Twitter and say in good faith, watch out for a potential fake news story coming down the pipe about Hunter Biden because we think it might be fake, so keep on the lookout for it. And that would be a completely reasonable thing to say, because if they have some suspicion that the Russians are trying something fucky, because we know that that's what they do, and they think, well, Jesus Christ, is this actually possible? Like, could this story be fake? If they had a reasonable suspicion that the story might be fake, then it's reasonable for them to go to Twitter and say, watch out for this.
But what
And,
if it's not
like,
fake?
If it's not, well, here's the thing: if it's not fake, I mean, if you have imperfect information, well, then you made a mistake, right? And it does seem to be the case that Twitter made a mistake, for sure.
Dev's magnum
See,
opus.
like look at this. There's this one fucking mouth drooler in the chat. There is no good faith with the government, Dev. Like, no. Just no. And in fact, Arch, considering your pro-government stances earlier, even you know that being anti-government can't be an ironclad rule all the time. There are times in which government action is appropriate.
Now think
I'm
about
not
that.
some
Yeah, but
fucking-
you should
I'm
still,
not some-
you should still assume they're doing it in ill intent.
Yes, because
then
think about
investigate
it
it.
this way. You're in a crisis, right? Like Hurricane Katrina, right? And the government is here to help. Those are
And
the
then there
words
comes
you
a
should be
man with a
afraid.
government cap and goes like, "I have food and water. Come with me." You should come with him, but you should also carry a gun just in case he's bringing you to the internment camps.
Or better yet, maybe
The
he's
breeding pits. Oh God, Kyle, no, disgusting.
What the fuck?
And see, there's this one fucking like hollow brain here. He's like, Dev could play defense for the Nuremberg trials. Like, no,
Listen, Dev.
Christ.
Hey,
You can go have fun with that. No, you're not getting what I'm saying. All right? Just because some governments have done some bad things, even modern ones have done bad things, doesn't mean that every single government action is evil at all times and you should do the opposite of it every single time. That's just as fucking stupid. All right? Listen, here. If you're an anarchist, or even frankly like 90% of libertarians listening to me right now, you are automatically a retard. All right?
listen, Dev. How often do you attack the poor little defenseless chatfish? Look at them; they can't even defend themselves.
Bad for them. I am on
It's fun.
Chat's side
It's
in this
fun. You
conversation.
know what? If they're gonna attack me, I'm gonna attack them. And you know
Listen,
what? Maybe I'll
Dev.
get Arch more super chat. So that's the real reason
I
to do it.
bully them with love and passion. You are just being mean to them.
Well, hold on. So listen, Kibbs.
There's a
They
few
might
dead
be
ones.
retards, but they're still our retards. I still love them. I wouldn't want them to be somebody else's retards.
If I have to go
You know
get
what?
the net and scoop up some
Listen,
dead
listen,
chatfish, then it's your
They're,
fault.
they're like they're like the cat girls in Nekopara. Okay.
Ooh,
We should
don't bring
care
that
for
up.
them. We should care for them.
I
Give
am
them licenses
not
to go
looking
outside.
forward to that fucking thing.
Listen, chat. Unironically, okay. We obviously disagree on this, but it's completely cool. I'm cool with all you guys, even if you're dumb and wrong. Okay. There's no hard feelings coming
When
from
the
me.
stream goes off, he's like, "Fuck! I can't believe the chat was so PC. I fucking hate them. They called me out for my CCP propaganda. I'm not gonna get my Chinese paycheck. My social credit score is going down." Dev, oh no! You lost 50,000 social credit score.
Oh no.
Cue that Chinese emoji.
To be fair,
Yeah.
there are actually a lot of super chats coming in.
Dastardly Judgment says Dev could play defense for Nuremberg Trials 2.0. It's not about not
I already applied to
knowing or
that. I already
incompetence.
applied to that.
You did.
It's about not having the will to find out and letting the institution beat that will out of you. Go read
Yep,
all
I-
of it. Oh, go around.
I don't agree with any of that. Anyway,
Marcus James says cough FBI. Cough.
hold on.
Ruby Ridge. Cough. Reasonable. Cough. Cough. So did
See, well,
the
this is what I
children
said,
coughed
right?
too, Dev.
This is what I said, right? Even if you can point at instances where governments have made mistakes, and there are many of them, even if you can point at instances where governments have been overtly evil, there's many of instances like that too. That doesn't mean that every single government action at all times is incompetent or evil or somehow bad faith. You know, like it's such an extreme selection bias that people who are dogmatically, ideologically anti-establishment, they have such an extreme selection bias. They're like they ignore everything around them that works literally all the time. It's frustrating sometimes dealing with people who have like such obvious blinders on. I don't know. Hold on. I bet you voted for Trudeau. I voted for Trudeau in 2015. Yes, but I didn't vote for him in any other election, and I wouldn't ever again.
You did? Oh my god, chat.
Yeah.
Condemnation.
He was not the person he was now that he was in 2015.
This sounds like cope.
In 2015, he was given like speeches about like free speech and limiting government power and stuff, and it was reasonable. And then he went fucking off the rails as soon as he got into office. So, like this fucking idiot. This fucking idiot.
That's your equivocation.
No, I'm gonna keep raging. Okay, you know what? I actually have to go. I can't.
Bye,
keep raging,
Dev.
unfortunately. Yeah.
But Dev,
Yes.
if you leave now, you'll surrender.
Listen, I have real life stuff to do at this point. It's 3 minutes past.
Come
8
on,
o'clock.
Dev. Hurry up and just surrender. Don't be a Canadian about it.
So thanks for having me on, Arch. I do appreciate coming on once again. It's always fun to do this.
It is, and also quite profitable.
It is quite profitable. We should do this
will-
more often, in fact.
We should. We'll do a Dev versus chat stream.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Can we do one on my channel at some point? I want to get some of the profit.
Just Kyle, real quick, put that in the background just before he leaves.
Kyle, if you do that, I'm coming for you, Kyle.
Wait, what are you gonna do? Like, think about that for just a minute. Like, Dev, I need you to think. Okay, are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Keep doing
Hold
that.
on.
Okay.
I will answer this one super chat before I leave. Okay.
Oh, for fuck's
Have
sake!
you ever the $5 from Noct Angeles? Have you ever worked for the government? Incompetence happens at all levels. Listen, I have worked for the government, and I have been the incompetent one. All right.
Oh, was that
Christ.
the time you tore down like 30 light poles or whatever? Or
No. I tore down the power lines crisscrossing over top of an intersection because I went through an intersection on a dump truck with the backup. Okay.
like Jesus Christ, Dev! Like you're the reason. You know those Live League videos? Like as soon as Dev did that, like the Live League logo appeared.
Yep.
Fucking
but here's the thing. Just because like there's also incompetence in private business too. But generally, like right-leaning libertarians don't say things like, "Oh, well, all corporations, all businesses are incompetent." Like, no,
Mr.
Like,
Equivocate,
it's
listen.
it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's
Okay,
so
yeah.
mind-rottingly dumb.
So when you equivocate to a small business, you little piece of shit, you got to factor in for the fact that a private business doesn't hurt like hundreds of thousands of people. A government agency, an organization, how many people does that actually hurt when they fuck up?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. Like, I'm not saying that the fuck ups are good.
If the
Obviously,
mom
they're
and
bad
pop
fuck-ups.
shop fucks up your cake, boo hoo. You just get a new
Yeah.
cake.
Nope, I completely agree. I'm not saying that it's good. I'm saying that just because sometimes government does bad things does not mean that government always does bad things. And in fact, if you think government always bad, then you're also just like ideologically possessed. You know, you're just ideologically possessed.
I mean,
As simple
everyone
as that.
is.
Well, then that's retarded.
So are you.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No.
You have your own ideology, and you're possessed by it.
No, I'm very practical in this sense. Government sometimes bad, sometimes
Listen,
government good.
pragmatism is an ideology in and of itself.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah,
I'll be a pragmatist. All right.
Yeah, see? Look, pragmatism is a based point of view sometimes. Depends on what it is, of course.
We are very mean to Dev, but we still love him.
It's always fun.
Occasionally.
It's always fun doing this sort of thing.
As
Listen,
always.
chat. I want you to keep sending super chats while I'm gone. Okay. Keep them rolling, even though I'm not here to hear them. Keep them.
We'll present you with Dev's position for you.
Sure. Anyway, I do have to go. Thanks for having me on. We'll do it again sometime soon. Hey, so I guess just to make it official, are we actually watching Last of Us all together again come the 15th?
We are.
Yes.
It's going to be the three of us, and we'll maybe grab some more friends as well. Like I don't think we want to make the group too big, but we could I don't know.
Dev has this problem with just constantly inviting people. Like, it's gonna get bloated. The more speakers you bring on for a series like that, the more difficult it is to get in a word.
Well, when we had us three and Lilith, it seemed to be like the proper size. Like when Taftach joined,
That's not
it
us
was fun
three,
to have
that's
her
us
on, but
four.
that was too many. That was too for five. It was too many.
Yeah, the four I think it works as a flat number. You know, it's even,
Yeah.
not odd, not strange.
But yes, we are doing that.
All right. Sounds
Bye,
good.
Dev.
And I guess one last thing, chat. I know, like, listen, it's okay. I actually am like playing it up for the stream. I don't actually think you guys are all retarded. We're having fun here.
I originally believed that until you said that.
Come on. Well, no.
You're so
here's the
easy.
thing. In terms of our actual disagreement on the facts, I will make a video on it, and you can look into it yourself once the video comes out. It will be at least a few weeks before I do it, but don't worry, it's coming. Okay. And until then, just keep making Arch rich, I guess. Okay.
Richer. He's already rich. Richer.
Richer. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Get up.